Well, I think trolling is like a real thing. I think people literally just make accounts just to do that.
100%. I talked about this. We have a hidden podcast that wasn't released, but we talked about this in the hidden podcast, JP. Yeah. You know where trolling? I'm pretty sure. Do you know where trolling comes from? Like the word trolling comes from?
No, I have no idea.
All right, trolling comes.
I'm gonna check on it.
Trolling comes from graffiti, So, trolling is a graffiti term where like if you like a troll would be like somebody that if you put like a dope ass piece on like a wall and it's like facing on a street or highway or something and it's like a really nice thing, and then what we used to call trolling and graffiti was somebody would come and they'll put something that's not as good as yours and they'll go over your shit. Like they'll cross you out and put their name over, and if it wasn't as good it would be like that's what trolling is, like just like taking the piss basically, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I think they do it on purpose, like that's what they want. They just want to get a thrive out of it,
they want that shine.
Yeah, they want to they want you to answer back and get you all flustered, but people do get mad, and if you guys get mad about trolls, don't, all right? Just let that shit slide off let that shit slide off like oil on your shoulder, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Let that shit breathe. Yeah.
But hey, if you're getting trolled, that's a sign of success, dog. That means you're doing something right, though. You feel me? So like I'm just trying to get trolled now. We're trying to get this podcast to the point, JP, dog, where we get trolled. If people are trolling on our shit,
I love
doing
this podcast,
something right.
Though, I think it's great. Yeah, I like the one with Woody and stuff. It's good because you're authentic and you're real, and you know what I mean. It's the same energy.
Speaking
and
of,
you got a nice setup.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Speaking of, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Honey Badger Hour, episode 7. We haven't done our introduction yet, but let alone, ladies and gentlemen, for the second guest, the none only, the world-renowned Hickman Brothers, wrestling and MMA, the dynamic duo together, George and Frank Hickman. Let's go! Mixtape dropping soon. Yo, guys.
Hey, I love it. It reminds me of a Lloyd Banks mixtape from like the 9th or 10th grade. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, the blue line corner.
Hey, thank you guys so much for being our second official guest.
Yes, for sure.
Oh, we love it.
On the Honey Badger Hour, we wouldn't want anybody else. We're going down the rankings of Phuket OGs and people that are like kind of connected to us in our lives, and it's kind of worked out perfect. Frank, you just came in.
Yeah.
You've been out of town a little bit, so if you guys don't know, George and Frank are the head coach. We have a head MMA coach and head wrestling coach of Tiger Muay Thai MMA and Tiger Muay Thai and MMA, right?
Yeah, and Muay Thai again.
We're out here.
You want to say that again?
Yeah.
We can add that
so we got my coaches and our two special guests. We're really looking forward to this one, guys. Got a lot to pick your brains about.
Yes.
Kind of, man, it's been you guys have been busy.
It's been busy.
It's been busy.
It's been good.
Frank, you've been on the road, man. Welcome back.
Cheers, boys.
We were just speaking about trolls and shit like this. Not alone, but to make first to state, congratulations.
Thank you.
You've been gone. I don't know how long.
7 weeks.
How many fights? Do you know how many? Do you have the record? How many fights? How many UFC fights you've been gone for? Undefeated, if I recall.
Well, besides my girl Loma, she had a tough one in Auckland. The 3 boys went undefeated in Auckland. Kai, Dan, Brad, Israel won,
and Justin.
And Justin won in Houston.
Justin won in Houston.
So, and then of course, last year, right, December, was with Volk and that. So yeah, the boys have been doing phenomenal. It's really hard to like put into words how good they've been doing. Like it keeps going. The success keeps coming with what they're doing, but it's just a testament of how hard they work, how good of a team effort it is. You know what I mean? From Tiger, from everybody, from George, me, to the jiu-jitsu program, to the lifting program, to the boxing coaches, to the Muay Thai trainers, to the higher ups letting me go over there and do that, and then of course CKB and everybody like welcome me over there, and the boys bringing me back and putting trust in what we can do. It's crazy because they talk about it a lot too. It's all within the boys. Like Kai brought you over, Woody went over with Brad, Loma came over and George came over, and George got to see everything, and it's all within the melting pot of the boys, of Dan, and then you got Alex, and then you got Israel. Those are all boys who you guys all met in Thailand, and I met all of them in Thailand except for Izzy. He was the only one I didn't meet there. But other than that, in Ash, it's all within like the little circle. So we just pull from the circle. It's not like you got like outside people coming in and like these bigger gyms. That's what I love about it, is like these bigger gyms they're bringing in everybody from the outside and all that. But like, you don't need to do that with us, because it's a character type thing with the boys, and you got to fit in with the boys more than anything. And then they can give you the nod, and then from there it's all right, let's get it going. And that's what I really enjoy about it, is, you know, I guess the camaraderie we have, because it's nothing new. Like, before Ian and I got here, you boys all knew how good they were before I even met them, and now you saw the seed plants, and now you're watching everything blossom, and that's the best part.
And that's it's so true, man. That's the thing. Like, we've had the same squad for a long time now, you know? Ever since. All right, so Frank, you came on board as a wrestling coach, helping out with the MMA, cornering a bunch of guys. You've been busy. Yo, you went to Russia, right? You went to UFC Russia. You were doing the Chechen dance with the boys, weren't you?
I was.
Yo, talk about that, dog.
I've been to Moscow 3 times.
Oh.
I've been to Grozny, but the last time I went to Moscow, I went for ACB one time for Christmas and New Year's. I went with Merabik, and then this past time I went with Rustam. Rustam won, and one of the Chechen boys of Merabik's buddy, he picked me up in this brand new G-Wagon. Plates not on it. Okay, no plate, no license plates. Security in the back seat. Car following us, like extra security. 2 dudes in that one in ours.
Yeah.
Whipping through traffic. We pulled up to this spot, this nice restaurant, and it was owned by a Chechen, one of his boys, and they were all in there like playing cards and like dancing, and he just asked all of his guests. It was like it was winding down. It was like 11 o'clock at night, and before I know it, the DJ was downstairs. He just put on like the Chechen music, and it just turned into the boys just getting in a big circle and everybody just dancing. It was probably one of the most surreal things I've ever seen, because every single one of them, there was probably 16 of them that were phenomenal at it. I was just like, man, these dudes. And then they wanted me to do it. They gassed me up and hyped me up because I'm just an American doing it.
She looked good, though.
But they were just really good at it. And I was like, damn, these fucking dudes are good. And they were just killing it. And it went it probably went 3-4 hours to the point where I was just like, they're like, oh, what do you want to do? I was like, I just want to go home, boys. Like, just take me back.
How many cups of tea did you have?
Copious amount. I was drinking
tea and bread all day long.
Berries, fresh fruit and cheese. And then I went in there like, oh, you want a hookah? And then I was like, yeah. So they just got me like a hookah. And I was just doing the hookah. And then watching them dance, I'd get up and do it. And it was just mad pictures. Of course, you know, they like to take pics.
Yeah.
But they had like people up top, like clapping and everything. And it was pretty wild. It was a good experience.
Hey, you have a lot of experience training with the Dagestan, Chechen wrestlers and stuff like that, right? The Russian boys. You too, George, coaching at Tiger Muay Thai.
Yeah. It's been education.
It's been education. So what type of style did you start up wrestling in? What would you call it, folk style or freestyle?
Yeah, we both wrestled folk style, and then after that I started fighting.
Boom. And then you started. So how do you compare the wrestling from the Russian style, like Eastern European style wrestling, to like the style of the wrestling that you learned, like more like folk style, freestyle?
Well, everyone outside of the U.S. does freestyle, folk style, and then, you know, if they have like their own style of wrestling in their country as well. But I think, in my opinion, for MMA, folk style translates the best to MMA because of the, like, every country, you know, is good at takedowns and whatnot. But I think that what dictates like MMA a lot and wrestling differences is control on top, and then being able to get up from the bottom as well.
Like power riding, ride time.
Yeah,
I think that's a Hickman Bros special.
People and being able to, you know, not only to grapple and whatnot for MMA, but being able to get up off of the bottom, which you have to do in college wrestling or in high school wrestling in America.
Nice, yo. And yo, hey Frank. So damn, you stayed in Chechnya, right?
Yeah.
How long were you there for?
10 days.
You were in Chechnya 10 days, just living the Chechen lifestyle, training every day
for Christmas.
What was the schedule like for the Christmas and the New Year? What was the schedule like? How do they train? Like,
well, I got there, and we had like 4 days until the camp started. So they would literally stay up until 4 to 5 a.m. playing cards and eating sunflower seeds. they would sleep until 2-3 o'clock. They'd get up, we'd train, and then we'd eat like this really, really good food, and then they'd do it again. So like I'd be like hanging out with them, be playing cards, and I'd be falling asleep, and they'd keep playing cards, and then boom. But then when the camp started, it was once in the morning. We'd get up, they'd do whether it was a sprint or whatever, and it was cold out, and then you'd eat breakfast, then you'd go do your first workout, was 2 hours or so, come back, eat, relax, shower, you'd have lunch, and then you'd go again that evening for about 2.5 hours, and then you'd shower, come back, eat dinner. So it was 2.5 or so, and then maybe a lift in between, etc., something like that. But they were just all really good at wrestling.
Were you in a wrestling camp, or were you doing MMA? Were you guys doing boxing and stuff too? Or you were just straight wrestling?
They would do like pads and that, but it was like more of a wrestling camp, and they were all just like really good.
Yo, were you running class? Did you run some classes for them?
I didn't run class. I really didn't want to. I just wanted to go and like, just experience, let somebody else do it, let me maybe pick some technique up or like learn some tricks, whatever. And like I was in this one group, and then I was getting like handled. I'd get a couple every now and then, but these dudes were good. So then they put me, yeah, bro. Then they put me in this other group, and it was like these like two like 18, 19-year-old kids, and I was like, yeah, okay, we can go. And then I tried to like turn it on, and then the boys were like giving me the stink out from the corner. They didn't like me trying to like turn it on.
The young bucks and the young bunks.
Yeah, but the coach tried to vouch for me. He was just like, he was like, there's these two groups were arguing over me, and I know why they wanted to go me, because they wanted to just smash me. But he was just like, they're trying to figure out, which one, because they know you're good. And I was just like, brother, you ain't gotta hide it. Like these dudes want a piece. I was like, it's all good. It's part of it.
You have to give it to him. Give it to him, dog. Don't be scared, yo.
And then he
show
laughed.
The Hickman Bros wrestling, Frank.
He laughed, and he was like, yeah. I was just like, yeah, bro. Like I've dealt with this my whole life. It is what it is. Like I've got my ass whooped plenty of times. So it was good. It was a good learning experience. Wow. It was definitely worth it, just to see that culture, because we see so much negative stuff. But man, those were some of the nicest people and the best hospitality, the best food I've ever witnessed.
Okay, I was gonna ask you. There's something about that, right? So I really want to pick your brain about this. Yo, wasn't there something to appreciate about the culture there? So like when you go there, it's kind of like a different time, like a different world, Yeah. Because like if you come out here, like all right, you train with a lot of athletes. All right, there's a lot to get into. Shit. But used to be you were a coach in college. You were coaching college kids, right, or high school kids before you came.
Appalachian State, shout out.
Appalachian State, holla at your boy. You were out there. So
they tied this year for the most qualifiers in school history with 6, and unfortunately, coronavirus shut that down. We'll get to that.
Son of a bitch. All right, we gotta go back to that. Hey, hook me up with a refill over here, JP. Hey, so. Wasn't there something different? All right, there had to be something to appreciate, because it's something that from training out here that I had to appreciate about that culture is like, man, they're very like, it's like, all right, they're super distinct, right? But they don't really have any bad habits.
No.
Right? And I think when they isolate all the bad habits, they kind of isolated all distraction. Do you feel like it gives them a little bit of an edge when it's like they're not worried about nothing else but training, They're not looking for girls, they're not looking to party, they're not looking to relieve themselves off of some alcohol or like a little bit of a smoke.
Prime since kids.
And they've all been crying since kids.
Whether it was combat sambo, whether it was wrestling, whether
no tattoos. They got nothing, you know what I mean? It's all focus and stuff like that for them.
It's just combat sport. It's the most manliest culture I've ever been
So
around.
it's very, so you think, it's very strict, and they're like, there's a few things that you would be like, oh my god, but there's something really to appreciate about all my friends that are from the Muslim culture, especially from that area, like they appreciate their work ethic and like their family values. You know? Like okay, when you go to their house, like there's like certain etiquette that like you have. Like if you notice, like when you go to like one of their like they always feed you, right?
You
they,
take
like,
your shoes off. They always feed you. It says like in, I don't know what the book is, but if you're their guest, they got to protect you no matter what. If there's only one meal left, the guest gets the last meal. Like it's like that. When I went to the one guy's house, like you're not allowed to like shake like their mom's hands or whatever, but like he let me hug his mom. Like it was crazy, you know what I mean? Like this. And when you see stuff like that, and then when I went, Maribik had his boys, and then Maribik introduced me to one of his buddies who I was kicking it for a bit, this dude Rashid, who spoke good English. He was a boxer, real cool. He introduced me to his childhood boys, who one of them was loaded. He was his dad and his grandfather were sheiks, and they had 2 houses in the middle of the city that were like behind these big walls that you had no idea, but then you open it up and it's just like, wow. And they brought me in and they fed me, and I met all his boys, and then we were throwing like M80 firecrackers like on New Year's Eve, and the boys were letting off like tracer rounds in the skies, and it was just like next level. But their hospitality was unbelievable. Food, anything you want, no alcohol in that, but anything you wanted, and they would get offended if you didn't eat copious amounts of it. So, you know what I mean?
Awesome, man.
It was just, but look at Rafa, for example. Like Rafa's just so thing. If he's eating something, he'll give you something. He'll always offer you something. He's always inviting you here or there. Let me pay for this. Like after training, they'll bring you coconuts and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh man, like you don't have to do this, but so true, that's just a, you know what I mean? This is just a.
I went to Slovakia to corner Trent one time in a fight, and Mago Azniov, who won the tryouts, came the next day and picked me up from Slovakia because I was flying out of Austria. Instead of taking the bus back from the fight promotion, he picked me up with him and his friends and took me all around the city all day, like sightseeing and to eat and stuff. And then his family cooked me a Chechen dinner because he's Chechen, and like sent me on my way. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's beautiful. And they picked you up, opened his doors to you, huh?
Yeah, bro, 100%. Like it was like I would have just like literally taken a bus like I did on the way to the event, back, and had to wait at the airport. But they picked me up early in the morning and took me all around, and like lunch to see all the sights. And Austria is a beautiful city, so it was pretty cool. And it made me appreciate and be like, man, I've got friends in all kinds of different countries, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's one of the craziest things, right? You were in Slovakia, man. How that's like a pretty random spot for as far as we go. Like Asia, okay, like you go to Malaysia, we got our boys from Mima and stuff, but you were in Slovakia and Mago went and got you. Yeah, Austria's really beautiful, right? Like Europe and stuff like that. Did you see the mountains and everything? What was the weather like?
It was really nice. It was I would say like spring.
Yeah.
Like I had a small jean jacket on. I didn't need like a big jacket, but I would definitely love to go back and like spend some time in Austria. But to see the city, like he took me to a church and to a couple different places in like this main district, and it was all so like the architecture was like extremely old and stuff. So it was really cool to see. It was really cool to see.
Yo, man, you've traveled all around the world, man. You've even fought in a few, like you got into yourself. You got your foot in the door when you started you came to Thailand first time in 2014, right?
Yeah, that's
for the tryouts.
I've been here since then,
and you've been here ever since, man.
Yeah.
And now you're the head coach at Tiger Muay Thai, man. You've been my coach for shit. You've been with me in the darkest and the lightest of times, So a lot of history, man. It's awesome, bro. And you've been all around, man. How was it like fighting in Japan, when you went there? I remember you fighting in Japan. Like you were one of the first ones to actually do it from our squad.
Yeah, it was cool. It was, I think, I'd been in Thailand maybe like 9-10 months, and I had the opportunity to fight there, and thought it was a good fight, and I thought it went my way, but it didn't. So that was a bummer. But it was like because I came to Thailand and I was like, like a lot of Americans, I hadn't been to a lot of places, and I came to Thailand, and the first other country I'd been to was China. I fought in China, and then was back in Thailand, and then the next fight was in Japan, and it was for Deep on a New Year's show, which is like for me fighting it's one of my biggest like. It was one of the coolest moments because I fought in the Saitama Center and stuff.
Yeah, New Year's Eve in Japan. I don't think people understand, Georgie, that's big time, bro. And you smashed that guy. Fuck that. They robbed you, yo.
It was
cool.
That
fight, dog.
It was cool. It was like, because I've been there, like, I fought there in front of 5,000 people, but I've also cornered there a couple times for the UFC, and also, like, a lot of times for RIZIN. And I've seen, like, 17,000, 30,000 packed arenas. Since I fought there, so it's like really cool to see like this small show that I fought on and like be a part of the big shows as well. But Japanese MMA is awesome, man, because the fans are so great. Like you can hear a pin drop while you're in there. Wow. And it's just they understand MMA. They respect the striking. They respect the ground game. The fans are just really cool.
Yeah, they're not gonna
boo. It's different from like fighting in the West.
Yeah, they're not gonna boo. That's the thing, and they appreciate grappling.
And like if you do boo, you're usually like
you're a dog.
Somebody from somebody from the West, and everybody lets you know like shut up. It's pretty.
It's
cool.
Crazy that people get booed.
Yeah, it's like
when during Izzy's fight. Bro, this was a championship world title
so
fight.
much to touch. All right.
And people were booing.
I got an issue.
Fuck, I was spewing.
I got an issue. Listen, first of all, anybody who thinks that, listen, Yoel, if you're, first of all, I don't even know where to start with this because it's like, all right, Yoel Romero, he fought not to get, like, I like, I like his theory. He was just like, yo, dog, if I don't move, I won't get tired. You know, like my boy G said, he just sat there and played rave with no glow sticks. He was raving with no glow sticks for 5 rounds.
So I'm gonna be politically correct.
Nah, fuck that. You don't gotta be politically correct, dog. You're in the honey badger.
He's a great fighter. He's explosive. He's
the
an unbelievable specimen. His neck is fused. Like this dude's a junkyard dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's a hard cunt. Let's put it out there. Credential wise, he won a world title. And he's an Olympic silver medalist. Winning a world title is harder than winning the Olympics because there's more countries involved. But winning an Olympic title is more prestigious. However, he beat Satiev, who's arguably the best to ever do it. Okay? The last 3 people he fought, he's hurt. Paulo Costa, he hurt. Chris Weidman, he split his head, he hurt. Robert Whittaker, twice, he hurt.
Or they get mangled.
Luke Rockhold got mangled. He pushed his teeth through his jaw. This dude hurts people. Israel Adesanya walked away unscathed with a unanimous decision.
Thank you.
We live in a world where we're judged off of, we pay good money to watch people bash the fuck out of each other, and we want to see pure violence.
Sport,
doesn't help that the fight before was the best female fight we've ever seen. But then you go out there and people forget there's a game plan, there's a strategy to everything. The strategy,
they don't understand how much money's on
it wasn't working, so Israel adapted and did what he had to do.
But he adapted perfect, yo.
And he adapted perfect.
That's what I'm saying. First of all, he's the champion, yo.
That's it.
He put his life on the line to get that fucking belt with Gaston.
Didn't have
fight
to
of the
fight.
year, dog. You know what I'm saying? He went and got the belt when he needed to. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's number one. He went out and he took the belt in the 5th round in almost a tied fight. Both rocked each other, and he went out there and he could have basically stopped the guy. You know, put his life. He'll never be the same after the fight. And then after that fight, came back, and you don't ever know how you're gonna be after a fight like that. You might never be the same again. And he came back 6 months later, took the time off. Look at Gastelum. I don't know, maybe Gastelum see how it worked, yo?
Yeah.
Izzy worked out in his favor, but for Gastelum, came out looking like shit, gun shy. You know, he didn't recover properly, you know?
Yep.
So Gastelum went out and Izzy put his life on the line for that title. Then went out there and stopped the defending champion. Unified his title, stopped the champion decisively.
Smoothed them in both rounds.
Yo, and like you said, dog, you nailed it on the coffin with that. You nailed it on the head. Nobody fights. Even if you beat Yoel Romero, you're fucked up.
Yeah.
Paulo Acosta is still recovering from Yoel Romero.
You're hurt.
He still can't fight yet. He needs another 6 months. He's still recovering from that Yoel Romero fight, and he won. You know, Tim Kennedy, Robert Whittaker. Those fights
about both of those.
Yo, those fights were 2 years in between. Like the Whittaker fight was like he needed like a. Remember the one where he hurt his knee after 2 kicks? He had to win that fight on like a torn ACL.
Broke his hand in
30
the one
places.
fight.
Broke his hand.
Yeah, bro. It's
yo. So the fact that Izzy beat that guy and he went to the after party.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
it blows my mind. And then you had like
what do you want?
The casuals that were drinking since like 2 o'clock. They were like, boo, like, come on, man.
Yo, listen. You know what I like about that though? Yo, to me, Izzy is like. This is very Anderson Silva-esque. You know, I wanted to message Izzy, but I know he's probably getting like, I'm gonna be like, yo, fuck those motherfuckers, number one. You know, like, yo, don't worry, bro, because you're doing some Anderson Silva type shit. Because this is how Anderson Silva was back in the day, and he becoming the greatest. He's gonna clean Paulo Costa's. He's gonna clean that. He's gonna clean him.
So
hard,
I look at
bro.
it like this.
He's gonna run straight into him, and that's what happens, yo. Like if you're gonna fight. Yo, Yoel's not getting the discredit that he should be getting because it's like, yo, you were afraid to get tired and get stopped, and that's why you didn't attack. You didn't attack because if you attacked, you would get tired or you'd be vulnerable and get countered, and you didn't take that risk.
Nope.
So that's on him. You know, like, yo, you should have made if you're the champ, you want to win that title, you got to make yourself vulnerable. You got to take the risk. What is Izzy supposed to do if you're gonna sit there? Yo, you know what's funny when he did a little switch step? How scary was that with the little?
Bro, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time because like Romero is so explosive, and he's so like dangerous. You know what I mean? So you never know what's gonna happen. But then you look at it at a hindsight. It's like Eugene told me. He goes, Israel beat the third best middleweight in the world on a bad night.
on a bad night, dog.
So
he beat him on
take
his
away
worst.
that. You got to take away a positive, and that's one of them. But
Yo, look at that photo, dog.
again, people think it's all just going to be knockouts and like this and that. But you know what, brother?
Nah.
There's a strategy that goes into it too. So
he's like Anderson Silva, dog. Like, he's gonna play up. He's gonna fight up to your level. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't want to come, he's gonna pick you apart. He could have done that for another 5 rounds.
You know how it is. You know how it is with wrestling and jiu-jitsu. Like, if somebody plays very safe, it can be boring. It can
you can
be
fight not to lose.
Yeah.
It's easy to fight not to lose. Like, you can fight not to get finished.
Yes.
Doesn't that happen a lot, George, in fights, right? Like, you've been cornering, you've been around. Yo, sometimes you go into a fight and you're like, oh, you know right away, like in the first minute and a half, like, oh, fuck, I can't win this. And they just fight not to lose because they know they can't get stops.
Yeah.
So there are 2 things happen. Either they say, fuck it, and they try to finish the guy and then they get finished.
Yeah.
Or they just don't engage and just try, like, I don't know when's the last time
game.
somebody did that, you know?
It's a
But
crazy game.
it's a tough sport, man.
It is.
It's a tough sport, and like we said, the fact that was it, man. The fact that Izzy was able to walk away unscathed, go to the after party, and he's ready to fight he's ready to fight this guy Paulo Costa. And
I'm ready for this one.
He's gonna take him out.
I'm excited for this.
Yo, Frankie. So listen, you went to Chechnya, Grozny.
Yeah,
you were in Grozny, trained with the boys, lived that lifestyle.
Yeah.
But then you were just also in New Zealand,
I'm
living
Kiwi.
the CKB. You're technically. You're actually.
I'm a chameleon, but I'm technically
no. But
Kiwi.
listen. But there's a reason why. You know what I'm saying? And it's like there's a special trait that you have that I could see that you've been to all these different cultures, all these different places, and you can fit in. And it's because of your work ethic.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I'm saying?
That.
That goes a long way, dog.
Because my bread and butter is wrestling,
But now it's MMA wrestling.
yeah, now it's MMA, and from like I bring the folk style aspect of it, the getting up bottom, the holding a guy down, some defense and offense. So, like, yeah, and then there's the work ethic. Like, anybody can kind of say, oh, you got to do this, and this, but I just take the approach.
You get the total package with him. You get the training partner and the coach.
That's what I'm saying.
I just say, let me show you.
Yeah.
Let me show you how to do it. Here's what you should do. Here's what you shouldn't. Here's what I would do, and then you just kind of. And man, I learned like from wrestling in college, like, and it haunted me that I always had this one position I'd get to, and in practice I'd get away with it every time, and I never showed the boys how to finish it because I always wanted to get away with it, and then it bit me in the ass when I needed it the most.
How?
I lost in the All-America. I always did this wizard. They get to my leg and I would do a wizard. I'd wizard down. Well, the guys never knew how to finish it because I never told them like the thing, so I'd always get there and practice. But in the All-American round, I was up by 1 and I lost 2-1. He took me down with 2 seconds on the clock because I got to that same position, and he knew how to finish it, right?
Can you tell us more about this, because this is
it's just a wizard. So if a guy gets to a single leg, I grab a wizard. So I grab a shin wizard like this, and in practice I got away with it. Like if a guy got to my leg, I'd fight, boom, boom, and somehow I'd end up in this position, boom, and then I was comfortable. And then you wear a guy out because he tries to stand up, but they do it the wrong way. All you got to do is shelf it, and it takes the pressure off, and then you stand up. But I never showed guys in practice that. I always got away with it. But then in the All-American round, in the blood round, when I needed it the most, right, I was successful with it. When I needed it the most, it bit me in the ass.
Somebody knew the counter?
He finished it, right, which I should have been letting guys finish it there earlier, getting a good feel. And then once I get past my defense, now I got to wrestle. Like, now I gotta have a plan B or C. So now when it comes to this stuff, I don't leave any stone unturned. When the boys ask me, I show them everything. You lay everything out for them and say, look, boys, this is everything. I'm not going to show you something that wouldn't work or that I wouldn't do. So here, because now this is different. Like, these are these boys' livelihood. Like, these dudes, this is their family. Volk, he's got a family. Izzy's got a legacy. Brad and the boys and Dan and then everybody here. So now I lay everything out and I say, all right, these are the positions, blah, blah, blah. And that's something that I came up with a while ago. Is you just got to put everything behind you, and you gotta focus on what's best for them. Because what the fuck do I get out of it, of me beating somebody in practice? It's not about me. It's about the boys. So you do what you got to do to help the boys to get the point across and make it easy for them. So then when they get out there, they've been in this position before. You know what I mean? They know how to stuff a takedown and can do this and this. So
And they're on the but the main thing is you're on the lines with them.
Yeah,
you're in the trenches.
You got to
every day, no matter what.
That's
You
what I
don't
mean.
miss a session.
You got both the coach and he's in the.
But it's fun. I don't understand. That's the
But what
the
about
fun
that?
part.
What about that? What about the pain? What about that tire? What about that pain, dog? That tiredness.
Yeah.
What is it? What do you credit that work? That what do you call it?
A grind.
Yo,
That's pretty cliche. But.
like
The workhorse
your
mentality.
ability. The ability to just,
Bro.
for the time that you got to do it. You know, you like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like
You just gotta do it. You
It's
know,
always been that
Where
way.
did you credit? But where do you credit your engine to? Your like the ability to get to like you can. It doesn't matter what happened the night before. It doesn't matter what's going on. If you got to come in, you know what I'm saying. If Izzy needs, all right. Let's put it like this. Put it like this.
It's
The accountability.
It's
Yeah.
accountability.
What do you? Is that years of just like all right? Like how many days of wrestling? When you guys, both of you guys wrestling, right?
Yeah, it's just
Growing
it's
up.
in you as bro. Like
How old were you when you started wrestling, George?
5.
And Frank?
6.
Just
About
behind.
6,
Yeah,
yeah.
because
So you were wrestling
he was running
ahead?
through the bleachers. So
My attention span was bad, dog.
So-
They had to pull me out.
So George, do you got the big brother? How you guys do?
No.
And I feel like the
It's
one
always-
thing about both you guys is you both are
We
dogs.
just went
You're
from
both dogs.
accountability to how we do.
Hey, but you're both dogs,
Yeah.
though. You know
But
what I'm
I
saying?
think the sport of wrestling, it teaches you it teaches you so many
it just
life lessons.
instills it. And
And the thing I
instills
like
it.
about wrestling is you get what you earn, you get what you put in, and even if you do everything right, you can still come up short.
and you can apply that to every aspect of your life.
Yeah.
And he, like when I was in Atlanta and I was fighting and selling cars, he came down after he graduated and he made, very, very good money in a short amount of time. And then when I moved to Thailand, he said, I think I want to go coach. I have an opportunity.
Yeah.
And I said, go, bro, go. Because, you can always come back and do what you're doing. But he's had that same work ethic. Like, Frank was a late bloomer in wrestling. Like, in high school, he was very, very good. But not to the level that he was in college.
And you were a big high school wrestler, right?
Yeah,
Because you told me you were the man, dog.
I was the man.
Yo, George. So that's my shit. That's one of the things I love about you guys.
Bro.
Yo, you're dogs, yo.
Bro, in high
I know
school,
you
you
can
could-
show up on any day of the week and you can put it together for 15 minutes.
Yeah,
if
I
you
can
need
always
to.
like
right now, dog. You can go out there and you can put it.
I used to
together
trash
in 2
talk
weeks.
when I was like in the 8th grade, 7th grade, running around in middle school, like high school tournaments. I used to just trash talk people because I knew they were gonna just wrestle George and get beat. So I used to just be clowning dudes. I used to be like, "Yo, come on!"
But like that's why I started fighting, because I was the man in high school and college. I was below average
Was the
until my
man,
senior
homie.
year.
Fuck
In my
up
senior
in
year, that was the best year that I had.
In
And
wrestling?
Then, and then Frank came in and...
So you didn't wrestle college?
No, I did.
No, I did. We
wrestled
both
all-
wrestled at Bloomsburg.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Bloomsburg.
Bloomsburg. Shout out to Bloomsburg.
You still got the singlet.
I got the
Shout out to
singlet.
Steezy.
Damn, dog. What about your boy
My
coming
man,
out?
O-Dog.
Came out with the singlet, got taken down in the first attempt.
All good, baby.
It's not even right, is it?
Come on, man. That's short-term memory.
Hey, on to the next one, though. You feel me?
Yeah.
Hey,
100%.
So George, you started out wrestling. So you guys are wrestling like every weekend, every 2 weeks.
So growing
your
up-
dad got you into wrestling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Our dad got us into it. I got
Shout out to your pops.
old head Bruce.
What a legend.
Yeah,
Well, shout out to Bruce.
Dog Man.
Hey,
Dog
Bruce could put a tune. Hey, we should make Bruce make a tune for the Honey Badger Hour, dog.
Bro,
He can maybe do an opening
Just
guitar
let us in a
line.
range, and
Bro-
he'll do it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So he introduced us to the sport, and then growing up, like we were very, very, very fortunate because we lived in Wilmington, which is on the East Coast, but we had to drive Ohio, Virginia, South Carolina, North Carolina,
Every
everywhere.
weekend, bro, he
Michigan.
took us.
We were everywhere somewhere. We were up at 4 a.m., 3:30. We were driving. We were coming back, or we'd go up the night before if it was too far. We'd come back, bro. Every weekend we would go. I'd come up to him on a Wednesday, and I'd say, "Hey, I want to wrestle there this weekend." He'd go, "Okay, I'll take off." Like it was easy.
Yeah.
And so we were very fortunate. And then he would send us to camp when we turned about 13, 14. I went to
wanna
one
go to a
camp.
camp.
I went to one Concerto camp. George went twice. And then when George signed with Bloomsburg, he went there a couple of times. George signed with Bloomsburg. I would go to Bloomsburg every summer. So I went 4 years in a row to camp there for free.
Yeah, you told me
The
about
boys
that.
looked out, yeah.
You got to go to camp because of George, right?
So they looked out for me. So I'd go for 2 weeks. And
in
then-
high school.
Yeah.
So in high school, you're wrestling with the college boys.
My junior and my junior senior year I was, yeah, but up until then, like they'd give me a hiding, like I'd get beat. I would get beat by high school kids up there because Pennsylvania's that good, you know what I
Yeah.
mean. So there was some matches I just got fucking throttle.
In
Jersey.
Yo, the East Coast boys could wrestle, dog. Those East Coasters are strong. You got the farm boys strength. I think you boys, you got the farm boys strength. The Hickmans, they got them farm brothers strength. But then
farm brothers,
south.
But then the East Coast, yo, them East Coasters are tough, dog. Those New Yorkers, those East Siders.
New York.
They got that grit. They got that grit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but you. So what made you go to What made you go to Bloomsburg, George?
You want to know what made me go to Bloomsburg?
Yeah.
I went on my recruiting visit. I went on my recruiting visit, and shout out to Tony Curto. He showed me a good time, and I was like beer bong and beers, and that was me.
Yeah.
I was there.
Hey, did you have to go to class and shit, or were you all right?
I went to like one class, bro.
Fuck. And yo, is wrestling like? Did
It
they
was
have
the
a big?
only visit I took.
Did they have a big football program? Like, what was their program in
Yeah, it
Bloomsburg?
was-
Wrestling?
yeah.
Was it a wrestling program? Did wrestling get to put like the
It was
smash?
D1 wrestling and D2 every other sport, but for D2 football, they
It's
were
pretty
like
live.
really, really good.
Yeah.
It's good. So the games
Yeah,
would
they
get
would
lit.
always they would go.
The games were sold out, bro.
So
Yeah.
Frank, you're how much years younger are you than George?
3.5.
Damn, that's a pretty good distance.
When I was a
it's
fifth
good
year
enough that you
senior,
could
he
always
was a
have the big
freshman.
brother on, huh, Frank?
Yeah,
George, right?
He was
You
a
could always-
freshman when I was a fifth year senior.
Oh wow. Okay, in college.
Yeah.
All right, and then how are you? What weight were you wrestling at, Frank?
I started at 141, and then my last 3 years I was 157,
Yo, that's light. And George?
70 kg.
I started at 141 in my last 3 or 4 seasons. 149, I believe.
And 157?
Yeah.
149.
So I hit the
Frank
weight.
didn't cut weight.
57.
I hit
Oh,
the
so
weight
you didn't
limit.
really cut weight because that's pretty light. Yo, how much are you right now? You're probably like 72. You're not that, but you're probably close to your wrestling weight.
77,
of college?
78.
70 what?
Depends on how long I've been in the weight. Depends on how long I've been training with Shiza in his classes, putting some size on me.
Yeah.
You know what I
Shiza
mean?
will get you. Shout out to the Shiza, to the
Shout out to
German.
Or shout out to Woody for
and
giving you every morning's workout.
Oh, boom,
Every
there you
other
go.
morning, yeah.
Two.
I told him I'd give him
lads of
wrestling
lads.
lessons when his hips healed. So we gotta, we're compromising.
Sprawl and brawl, Woody.
Ooh.
Yo, that'll be nasty, dog. Imagine you try. Yo, I wouldn't even try.
Greco would.
Based on his size alone, I wouldn't even try to shoot a double leg on Woody.
Nah,
I'd
go.
And what about? Well, you're not gonna guillotine him. His neck.
You go low
You
level.
try to get an
on
arm bar. You gotta get that ankle pick, huh?
him.
Wait till
gotta
he shapes the side of his head.
Hey, all right. So, did you cut weight? All right, George, did you cut weight in college
Yeah.
wrestling?
But I will say this: George is probably the best weight cutter I've ever seen. I've never seen him miss. I've seen him cut copious amounts of weight, and then I've seen him go under that And
hard.
green face, like green, like nobody's there, eyes sunk in, hard.
It's a
every
mindset.
time.
It's a mindset.
Me 6. Nah, baby, I ain't. Not ain't me.
You're about that Habito life,
Bro, but
you're
this-
about Jarritos.
Yeah, but
You're
this
trying to get
dude,
those gummies
he
in.
could cut weight like no other, and it always amazed me. I never had the. I could cut a little weight, but like it just wasn't my thing, man. You know
That's-
what I mean?
Frank was drinking Mountain Dew.
Hey, that's George's.
But
But you know
chicken
what?
ass the next day.
Yeah.
Hey, it's funny you say that, Frank, because George's shit. When if you're a fighter, yo, and George is your corner man, you ain't gonna get no mercy from my dog George right here. You better make that fucking weight. because
Yeah,
he don't give a
that's
fuck.
crazy.
So, all right, so
It's like my dad says. The first battle was making weight. So like sometimes these dudes miss weight, and I'm just like, man, like especially at the level if you make it, you've wrestled in college and you make it, and then you getting paid a lot of money now to fight on national TV, and then you miss weight. What's the go? You know
That's
what
why
I mean?
I called that guy a bum on Kai. Yo, I got shit.
And
So
you get
remember-
36 hours to
All
recover.
right, I don't want to lose this shit because I have something I want to go back on with you guys. But all right, real quick, yo, I got a lot of shit. All right, so I commented on I think I'm gonna make this a thing, you know, because I commented on Kai's photo. Kai made a comment. Remember when this guy a couple of weeks ago he missed weight? The
Yeah,
flyweight?
he beat Benavidez.
He's a fucking title fight and you miss
Yeah.
weight, right? And I'm like, this guy's a fucking. I put hashtag bum. And then I was getting so much slack. I was like, oh my God, I'm being one of those guys that are like trashing fighters. And people were like, you're a fucking journeyman. This guy would fuck you up. But I'm like, listen, first of all, that's a fucking bum move, right? If the flyweight division is in trouble and
man.
people are fucking they want to cut this division and you're
100%.
fighting for the title and you miss weight by 3 pounds, that's a fucking bum move, right? Like, yo, Frank,
Make weight.
yo, George, you're not trying to hear that shit. You make the fucking weight, right? Dog, how can we know so many people that always make the weight no matter what? Doesn't matter what's going on in their life, the weight is made.
Yeah.
So what? It's like, just, yo, I remember there's been times, Frank, before you were here full time, when I was looking at George like at 60, when I was fighting in bantamweight, I was like, I'm not trying to make this weight, and he was like, he wasn't having it. You're just like, nah, dog, get the fuck in that sauna.
Yeah.
You're not. It's crazy. It's true,
get in the bathtub and shut up.
But what do you learn about? Like, that's from that wrestling life, that mentality. Just no matter what, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. You can't do it, right? That's some bum shit.
People depend on you. Like I was a dickhead. I remember my freshman year, like once at Buffalo, I didn't make weight. They were supposed to beat us. We got fortunate enough. We had two matches. We had a match go our way. We upset them.
The coach called me at my job.
He was mad at Frank.
Yeah, I was already graduated and had a real job, and he called me and was like, he's breaking, da 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 da, and then Frank had he was on a tear. He'd been smashing everybody his freshman year.
Hell
He was
yeah. Snap down city.
He was 20 something and 3 or 4, and he was killing it. And then he didn't make weight, and he was just like a poof in the night. But then he came back and killed it.
But what happens if you don't make weight in a wrestling tournament?
the boys calls you and says,
wait,
brother didn't fucking make weight.
You fucked
He's
the
not
whole
on the
team
bus.
up.
He's off the team.
You fucked the whole team up. You screwed the whole team up.
We won the duel meet. We weren't supposed to win, and we won. So they saved my ass. But then another time, I didn't make it. But long story short, they count on you because when there's 10 weights and you're their best guy at that weight, bro, you got to make weight. There was dudes cutting way more than me, but again, I was a dickhead. I was being just a little scumbag, and I didn't make it. And I just remember and then when you get to the college,
you were going hard on the gummies.
Nah, when you get to college and you coach, and you got guys who are saying, "Oh, I can't make it," you realize, "Oh, I've been in your shoes, cunt." You need to make these dudes are dependent on you
because
you
wrestled.
Yeah.
You're not one of these guys. You didn't just learn how to wrestle on YouTube and you're telling these kids what to do.
You knew it, and then now it's the guys when it comes to make weight. Perfect example. Look at Glenn spar, bro. And I've seen Glenn. I've been in 2 weight cuts with Glenn. He's been 4 or 5 kilos over, and he's got it off in an hour. He's done the sweet sweat with the pads, and he'll get in the sauna. He'll come out, boom, boom, and he's on, and he goes to sleep. And he's hurting, and he makes it through the night, and he wakes up, and he weighs in, and he never misses weight. And that dude, the one time he cut 44 pounds in 12 days, something like that. And boom, breeze.
We're gonna put that Viking. We're gonna bring him on. Yo, the worst weight cut I've ever seen was when I was living in Singapore. One time I was in Singapore living there with Joe Ray. Me and him were teaching at this gym.
Dinky Dog?
Yeah, with the Dinky Dog, Joe Ray. And then one of our students was fighting on this show, Rebel FC. Oh, George, you fought for them before? It's a show. And then I didn't know Glenn at the time. I was just in Singapore. I just came to Asia 6 months prior. I was in Thailand for a month, and I went to Singapore. And then I was coaching my students. We had 2 guys on the show with Joe. And then we saw this guy Glenn, and we went. The weigh-ins were so to do the weigh-ins, they do the real weigh-ins at 9 a.m. and then they had a public weigh-ins at 6 p.m. And I remember I didn't know who Glenn was, but I saw him step on the scale and get off. And then Joe Ray was downstairs still getting out the cab, and I went up the stairs. And I was like, yo, I just saw a fucking dead man. Look at this guy, bro. Yo, wait till you see this motherfucker right here. Bro. I didn't know who he was, but I remember telling Joe Ray, yo, wait till you see this guy, dog.
He looks like a junkie.
He looked like...
Looks like a full junkie hobo.
To make welterweight, dog, it was crazy.
I couldn't imagine him.
My boy Glenn is nice. He's looking good at middleweight. You know what I'm saying?
Swole.
So shout out to Viking Face.
But never miss him.
You don't miss.
Never. He does it.
Yo, I miss weight twice. I miss weight. I'm sorry, but I miss weight. I crashed my motorbike once. I crashed my motorbike on fight week of a fight, and I was supposed to fight at 35. I don't even think I told you guys, yo. But when they introduced my name, it says 141. So I missed weight by 5 pounds. That's because I had bad road rash, and I was like, "Fuck these people, I'm not fucking making weight." And
were you fighting in China?
Now I was fighting in the Philippines, and I was fighting for free. I just my fight got canceled in Full Metal Dojo, and I was in the best shape of my life, and I was on a 2-fight losing streak, and I was on the best shape of my life. I just wanted to fight, so I was so mad. And then shout out to Will Trope got me a fight in the Philippines on the same card as him, but the catch was. The sponsor paid my flight.
Paying.
No, the sponsor paid my flight, but then I fight for free. You know what I'm saying? There was no purse, but I could fight.
Did you drop the grapes?
But I didn't drop the grapes, but I didn't need to because I didn't make that weight. You feel me? But I had mad road rash and shit. So that's when I crashed my bike on Friday, and I was fighting on Thursday. So, well, I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, good.
I'm sorry, but it happens to the best of us.
Okay.
But yo, for a PXC, for one championship, for a title fight, your boy ain't missing weight, dog. You know, that's when I got in. So all the people got on me for trolling this guy, talking shit, because I was like, what a bum. They're like, this guy's a bum. Fuck you. But I was like, yo, for a title fight in a division that's about to lose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
That's crazy, dog.
If you're fighting, well, in general, but if you're fighting for a title fight and you don't miss weight or you miss weight, it's just like, wow.
Oh, it's
Hey,
ridiculous.
I was gonna ask you guys, growing up wrestling, yo, did you learn how to like get a distaste for food? Because I noticed you both of you aren't, to be real, straight up, like you're not big eaters, right? Like you can eat, you love to eat,
Yeah.
but you don't mind missing a meal. Frank, you're grinding all day long. You're
I don't
doing
eat enough,
body
probably.
fit. You're doing body fit at 2:30. You're doing combat with Pete
'Cause it's all
at
boring.
9. You're working with the boys, wrestling at 8, 7, doing a PT, doing pads. You're grinding all day long. You meet missing meals all the time too. You're like on the reg, right?
Yeah.
Do you credit that to like just learning how to like understand food for fuel just from wrestling your whole lives, growing up cutting weight your whole lives?
Nah, I've always been a big like junk food eater. I'll substitute junk food for a real meal, if that makes sense. But now when I'm over here, I went on a kick there for a while where it was they call it intermediate fasting, but I don't want to call it that because I don't want everybody out there to think I was like on the
Like
whatever.
doing some crazy
Yeah,
legit
blah, blah,
shit.
blah. But
Acting
all I
like-
would do was I would drink 2 cups of coffee. I'd train. I wouldn't eat. And I'd teach 11:30, 12:30, and then I'd eat.
Yeah.
And then I'd eat dinner, and then I was just becoming. I was too skinny, so then I just start. But I'm always.
Where
been
would
good
you
about-
eat?
Island Poke Bowl. Shout out to
Oh,
Island
what?
Poke Bowl.
Where would you eat? Where do you go after training?
Island Poke Bowl, or I'd go to
Holla
Family
at your
Bungalow.
boy. Harlem Pokeball. Yo, did I tell you guys?
Or Mama's.
Shout out to George and Frank Hickman. You guys are, if you're coming to Thailand and you're checking out Phuket, make sure you check out my spot, Island Pokeball. Yo, I went to Pokeball New Zealand and that shit was garbage. Garbage. So if you want the best Pokeball,
Bingo.
the best rice,
'Cause your
the
boy
real
needs some
deal,
help right now.
Holyfield, you can
We need some help. And let me tell everybody out there.
let them know, dog. That's why we're here, baby.
I want to tell everybody out there who thinks that George and I are killing it with this Pokeball restaurant. That ain't the case, okay? We just keep it running now for the boys because it's a good place for everybody to
and
gather.
it's halal, right? It's halal.
And yeah, of course it's halal chicken.
Come on
it's
now,
halal chicken.
So you boys can.
So
everybody
whoever
can get
thinks
it.
that we're loading our pockets off this Pokeball place, stop it, okay? All right, we're breaking even, but we do it for the boys. We like everybody to come in. Everybody comes, they watch the fights, etc., etc. We do it for the community, for the location. That's why, if it was up to me, However, we got to keep it rolling. You know what I mean? So when you're here, we got halal chicken. Come shout us out. Come eat it.
I have a question for both you guys. I guess it'll be different for. All right, so I ask 2 different questions, but they're kind of the same. George,
Yes.
what was your hardest or most important fight of your career that developed you, or it could be a match? Because Frank's gonna be match, so I switched it up with George with the
I would
fight.
say probably when I fought in Bellator, it was
Okay.
a rematch of the guy that knocked me out in like 7 seconds.
6.
So what happened? How did this work?
I got knocked out in Atlanta in like 7 seconds.
And tell us about this.
And
What happened?
I had it like I knew it was like I literally just like I had all these signs before the fight. Like I was seeing people I normally didn't see like walking by, and I wasn't focused. And I was like, man, the only way this cunt knocks me out is if he, or the only way he beats me is if he knocks me out. And then he knocked me out, and then I had to wait over a year. And then I
What
fought
was
him
it-
again in Bellator.
Yo, what was it
And I
like?
won.
Like, did you get woken up, or was like, did you remember everything, or what?
Yeah.
How was it? Like, did you get knocked out?
He
You
knocked
woke
me
up?
out.
Did you have his leg or
I
something, or
went
what?
for a left uppercut, and he jumped back and hit me right on the spot on the chin. And
And you went?
Then
Did you
Manu-
fall on your butt? Like your head hit the mat, or did you
I
fall
was
face
down.
first?
I was down.
Were you out?
Ask
Did he,
Frank.
Did he ground and pound Frank?
I wasn't there. I watched it from the.
What?
I do.
You were
I didn't
sending
even
a
watch
tweet.
it.
You were tweeting.
Nah, I didn't even watch it. I met my dad messaged me and said it's about to start. Then he messaged me and he goes, he lost. It was
Okay.
like legit. Like
And my mom
was the
looked at my
referee?
dad.
Because listen, I remember the first time I got out. I was
Nah, I was
TKO'd.
out. I was out.
It was a cold.
I was out.
On your back or on your
Cody's a
face?
fritter.
On your back or on your face? Is that fucked up to ask?
I think on my face because
So there was no
I
takedown
asked
attempt or
Manu,
nothing.
and Manu was like, "What you mean? Fuck you, sleep?"
Fuck. And you asked like what happened when the referee asked
Yeah, and
you?
then I was like, "Let's go."
'Cause I remember,
let's
like,
get out of here.
I've been TKO'd where I know what happened, but then the first time I was out was when I got slept.
I literally
Having
went
a
like
round.
this, and he went, boom.
What was it,
Hit me
right hand?
on my chin.
A
Yeah.
right hand?
Yeah. But
Fuck.
luckily, I got
6
to fight him
seconds,
again
dog.
a little over a year.
But that wasn't in
later.
Bellator. The fight wasn't in Bellator. It was on a
The
smaller
rematch
show.
was in Bellator.
And the rematch was in Bellator.
Yeah, that was sweet.
What are you thinking, dog, when you get the contract and they offer you that rematch? I'm gonna
His
fuck
coach
this.
called me and was like, "I'm the matchmaker for this," and I was like, "Cool, I accept." And he's like, "I don't really want to give you this," and I was like,
Yeah, I don't know if I
accept."
would want to fight you. If I got that shit, if I got away with the 6 seconds, I'm like, nah, I'm good, bro. You gotta earn that shit.
Yeah, no, I was.
Did you fight before, or that was the next fight?
No, I
That
think
was the next fight.
maybe.
Yeah.
So if that's that's like, so then after you win that fight, you're kind of like undefeated.
Yeah, it was
Because
I
if
was
you get
hyped.
knocked out in 6 seconds, dog, it's like, yo, you can't really say nothing.
I
It's not
was
like you can
hyped.
be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, people say like, oh, I had to change everything. Like, what the fuck you mean? You just got knocked out, bro. It happens, dog.
Man, I was hyped.
Yo, did you train special? Was it different training for that one than for other ones? Yo, you just got finished. You probably knew you're on. This guy wasn't on your level.
It was like, I mean, I still train as if like I got a fight coming up, but there was a little extra oomph into it.
Yeah. And you were working with Manu.
Yeah.
Hey, so that's how you learned Muay Thai from Manu
Yeah.
in Atlanta.
Yeah, he's the best, one of the best
He's one
striking
of the-
coaches in the world.
You know what's funny? I used to follow your coach. I used to follow that show. I used to watch Kangas Kong films when I was in
Yeah.
Miami. I used to watch the Miami Hustle videos,
Yeah.
and I saw when he used to go. So I probably knew you. I probably saw I saw a match of yours with Manu when you fought a guy, and you were talking about how you were. What video was it? It was in a Kangas Khan video.
It was a Genghis Khan video, and I
And
was
you
like,
fought. You had
I
Douglas
was like
Lima. You
150.
had
It was my third fight, my
And you
third
had-
pro fight, and I was 3-0.
You fought in a
after
ring?
that fight, and I was like, oh, he's. And then the next fight
too
was
big.
that guy.
You said he was
Yeah.
too big, right?
And
You're
the
like,
next
I need to
fight-
go down.
Yeah, that was the next fight when I got knocked out.
So you used to fight at 155.
Yeah.
And your first fight at 45, he laid you out.
Yeah.
Fuck. But yo, so you started and you had you've been training with Douglas and Diego Lima since you started your career,
Yeah.
sparring
Well,
with them,
since-
everything, huh?
Since I was a pro, yeah.
You used to show them how you used to do wrestling for them and stuff like that. Put them that
Yeah.
Hickman Bros wrestling on
Well,
them.
they used to fuck me up.
Yeah, with low kicks and stuff,
Everybody.
high kicks, everything.
Raphael, Douglas, Diego.
Oh, Sun Sao
Brian
too.
Sand, everybody used to.
Would they throw submissions on you and shit? Raphael and the brothers, because
Well,
they're all
used to beat
black
the
belts,
shit out of
right?
me.
Striking,
I
everything.
thought I was a man, and then I moved there, and then I realized real quick I was not the man.
But you took him down. You took him down, dog.
Occasionally. Occasionally.
And then, and then Manu showed you that, yo, when you came to Thailand, you already had a real Muay Thai. You already knew some, like, legit
Yeah,
Muay.
for sure, because of Manu.
Yeah.
He's the best coach I've ever had.
And then, that fight, so they made a video. You guys can pull that up on Kangas Khan Films, right? You were 3-0, and they had the
Yeah.
video. You had Douglas, and you had Diego in your corner. Manu, you had a crazy little
Jukau,
squad.
everybody.
Jukau, everybody, huh?
Yeah,
And Jukau was showing you jiu-jitsu and stuff like that?
yeah, bro.
That's
Hollywood
dope.
Hickman.
And,
Hollywood Hickman.
Hey, but
I forgot about
Yo,
that.
they made that in the. Yo, you've been Hollywood Hickman since before Thailand when we used to call you.
That is insane.
Yo, Frank, you know the first time I met George, we did the Big Buddha. Like, we finally talked, and we were coming down on the hill. And then, remember we were talking, and he was telling me that Brian Sand took you to come over here. And I was telling you about Singapore.
He's the
And
reason
shit.
that
We were
I
in the
came.
bus. We were on the bus coming down. I was like, damn. And then George, you were like, yo, me and you were the oldest ones here, I think.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, fuck. I'm not going to get picked on this shit. I was like, damn, dog. I'm the oldest one. Oh, I'm out of this
And now
shit.
we're still here.
Hey, but we're still here. Making
Who's
it happen,
laughing
baby. Who's laughing now, dog?
Yep.
And then I think the next homecoming, that's the first time we met Frank, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Frank, yo, how did you feel when you came? You wrestled and trained with us, right?
Yeah. I just came over and wrestled. I hit pads every day with Don.
Yeah.
Fuck, he had me feeling like Floyd. And looking back, I was so shit. But he was just like, oh, good. And I was just like, fuck, I feel good. But he was just like hyping me up just to get more cheese out of me. You know, he was giving him 500 baht and booze. It was either one or the other.
Yeah,
But
it was a good deal.
he was getting the best of both. So, yeah, but I would just come over and wrestle. And then I forget where you and the Jew lived. Y'all lived together.
Too. Remember we lived in that.
It was kind of a hike.
Yeah, it's like 15-20 minutes away from.
Yeah, it was a hike because I remember we were
JP
going to
lived with us,
Patong and we stopped by y'all's house.
Songkran, right?
And I was like, "Fuck!" I was like, "Where are we going? This is a hike." And then we ended up going, to Patong. But yeah, that was a good time. And I moved, and then I never wanted to move over. But then that's when I started to.
That's when you got the bug. You got a
I
taste for it.
Much more after that, but like I knew, man, I could stay here and do this. Like this is a cool place. You know what I mean?
And George, you wanted Frank to come over. You put your brother on, kind of, right? Because you got the teaching gig, and you wanted your brother to come over and help you with the wrestling.
I always wanted him to come.
Because I kind of love the duo. You know what I'm saying? I love the
I always
duo.
wanted him to come, but then like finally he had enough of it, and he like told me like I'm selling my car, I'm coming. Like a year after that, so this year I think in May will be 3 years. Right?
Yeah,
that you've been here, right,
May
full
5th,
time. And I missed like your first 6 months because I was in Singapore teaching.
Yeah.
And then when I came back for my one debut, Frank, you was all in, and then like it's been it's a nice dynamic duo because you got the MMA and like the striking too. Because people don't even know, dog. George, your striking's legit, dog. I get mad training with you, bro. You get that little like, and you fight like a Thai, bro. You're like, he acts like he doesn't want to do nothing. And he just starts kicking you real hard. Like, what the
KOD?
fuck, man? No, George got a KOD, dog.
When he spars, he does the sweep.
Hey, are you okay? I was gonna ask you this. Are you southpaw because you wrestle southpaw, or are you really lefty?
I'm southpaw because I wrestle with my right foot forward.
So
it's
you're
easier
orthodox
for me.
wrestler.
Yeah, so it's
and he
easy.
shoots a gun southpaw. He does everything.
Yeah, but
Okay,
it's
like my
easier
wrestling coach would strike orthodox, but when he wrestled, he switched to southpaw.
Nah, I feel I always wrestled with my right foot forward.
But orthodox wrestle right foot forward, right, Frank? Right, guys.
Nah, so you can wrestle with your left foot or right foot. I could kind of do both, but I was more comfortable with my right foot forward. I can't switch my feet when it comes to striking. I don't feel as good moving my feet. My reaction time's not as good as if I stay in southpaw. So I'm basically just what do they call them? A right-handed southpaw.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. That's kind of dope. I wish I would learn how to fight how you're learning now, bro.
I wish I would have wrestled growing up.
Yeah.
Lefty.
Left leg forward?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I learned kickboxing and MMA together, and I learned everything together at the MMA gym. So I wrestle southpaw. But they told me that if you're a wrestler, you usually wrestle. If you're orthodox, you wrestle with right leg forward.
Yeah.
And I noticed my right leg is stronger if I wrestle right leg forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was wondering when you started learning striking with Don and everything, if you just stayed southpaw because that's the way you wrestled.
Yeah.
So George, you're orthodox.
I wrestled
wrestled
my whole life left foot forward until my last year of college.
What?
Shout out to Scott Owen.
Why he wanted you to switch it up?
My assistant coach my senior year, he switched me and I wrestled my right foot forward. So a lot of the takedowns that I do when I would fight would be because of my left foot forward, so I had to change stuff.
What about that? That takedown, your single leg, the dump.
Yeah,
when you
because
that's a fucking This is a specialty right here.
It's because I was.
But I've seen you do this on a lot of people, and you know who else does it that people don't know? That's one of Volk's trademarks, dog.
Yeah,
and
it pops, runs it through.
Boom. You know what I'm saying? This is right leg forward, right? And you pop.
Yeah, Volk's been selling techniques from us since the first day.
It's a hard one.
Did you know that you were getting a little thing?
It's
George was talking about making his comeback just for you, Volk. So
only for Volk.
Only for the title shot, number one contender. No working your way up the grind. Nothing. No, just
only for Volk.
2-month camp for Volk.
Yep.
What a dog. Hey, so you go right leg, boom, but you fight orthodox or southpaw? You fight when we started sparring. You fight a lot of southpaw. You throw the big left kick
and southpaw as well.
But you like to switch style.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you learn that from
my boy can do it both.
Yeah, he can do both.
Man,
he can do both good. You know what I'm saying? And he gets problems, dog.
Because of Manu.
Because of Manu, right?
Genius. Yeah,
that's dope, man. Hell yeah. And okay, so your hardest, Frank, hardest wrestling match. What's the wrestling match maybe you lost and it changed you forever? Just the most memorable, like the one that you changed you forever. Whether it's a win that made you believe you can win everything, or whether it's a loss that made you want to never feel that again.
I've wrestled Kyle Dake, who, those of you who don't know, he was a 4-time national champ from Cornell. He was the first to win it at 3 different weights, but he ended up winning at 41, 49, 57, 65. I've wrestled, and now he's won a world title twice. And I've wrestled David Taylor, who's a 4-time finalist, 2-time champ, and is a world champ. So I've wrestled those two. David Taylor smoked me. Kyle Dake beat me 4-2. and then I wrestled him in the quarterfinals on ESPN in the national tournament, and he packed me in the second period. But
Packed as a pin.
yeah,
Oh,
but I
fuck.
think
In the second period, how did the first period go?
score. Nah, he probably got two takedowns on
This
me.
is Cornell.
Yeah, bro.
Cornell versus Blooms.
Yeah, bro. He was
In the NCAA.
he was
Division
think about
1.
this.
Division 1.
4 years of the national tournament, he was 20-0. That's incredible.
So the year that he fought you, I remember
He was going for his third title.
He was going for his third title, but he went to a different weight class when he went against you, or that was his weight class?
That was his weight class.
And then another year he did another weight class, you said?
41, 149, 157 as a junior, and then a senior he was 165. So he went like boom, every year he went up, which is hard to do. But that tournament, I wrestled him at the Body Bar. He was at Cornell. I think the week before I beat this kid named Fleming, who was ranked number 4, who had beat me 2-3 times already. I beat him, and then
I beat him. That was the first time you beat him.
Yeah,
and that was at NCAA.
No, that was at a PSAC tournament, and then I went to this and I wrestled like a top 20 kid. I smoked him. Then I wrestled this kid who was like top 15 and beat him pretty good, beat him like 8-3, and then my confidence was just up, and then I lost close to Dake, and then after that was a turning point, because after that I realized I belong with these dudes. Yeah. So that was probably like a turning point in my career where I knew I belonged there, or I knew what I was capable of. Unfortunately, the second time he wrestled, he put it on me, but he was good, man. Again, he's one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah.
Definitely coming out of America. And now he's making noise. He's won 2 world titles. He's going to go down next year or this year. Well, we'll see with the coronavirus when they push the Olympic trials back. But he'll battle with Jordan Burroughs. He's always that close with Jordan Burroughs. It's literally inches. It's a 1-point match. It's a 2-point match. And he's impressive, man, just to see how far, what he's capable of. He's so athletic. His defense is unbelievable.
And how old do you think he is now?
My age, he's 30.
And he's still grinding. He's still out there.
4-time national champ, 2-time world champ, diploma from Cornell.
I love it. I love it.
He's
living. Get the memo. He's still getting it. And you're still getting it too. Oh, here's another one. Actually, before we go back to George, do you feel like, all right, now training with all these fighters, man, you're training just as much as you've ever trained, right? Don't you feel like you're just as fit? Do you feel like you're just as fit as you were?
I'm in camp all the time.
All right, when you were training, so after college, you started coaching college also, right? Coaching college?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that kept you fit, right? Because you said you would have to put it on these young guns. Would you go out there and show them what's up, bam, 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 throw snap down city all day long, you're doing to us?
That was my job, was to
work them?
Paperwork, but to wrestle them and show him stuff, but also beat them and put it on them and stuff like that. And then now, that's my favorite part of what we do is I get to wrestle with these guys. I get to wrestle with Israel, Volk, and Alex, and Brad, and this and that, and the guys from the team, and you, and all the doggies and I get to wrestle with all these good guys.
But you're a body dog. You're going to go. But we were just
fun.
talking about Rustam Kabilov. If you guys don't know, man, we got Rustam Kabilov at camp. We have a bunch of.
We got Maribek. We got Peter Yan.
Maribek. You're training with Maribek. You're training Maribek. You're training with Peter Yan. Both of you guys, you're working with Valentina. You're working with his sister, taking her down. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like, all right, this is what I was going to ask you. How do you feel like, you're wrestling now is just as sharp as it was? Now you're MMA wrestling now, helping all these fighters. Do you feel like it's just as sharp as it was when you were coaching college? A little bit different maybe?
Yeah, I think I have more tricks now. You can get away with more stuff. The level isn't, there's always those guys who, like Maribek, and then they're an exception because they're very good. But at the division, in the college room, you have good guys, but over here, I'll hit moves that I never hit in college. That
gotcha.
I learned when I got out here because I wish I would have done them, but so it's kind of a give and a take. But I think as far as being in shape and stuff like that, this humidity is really good. If you can go a hard 12 minutes in this humidity, you can go a hard 12 minutes anywhere.
Is it kind of like your weapon, right? You got to know, right? I guess I got to remind myself that as a coach, right? Out here, when these guys,
that's your weapon.
Whenever you get tired, you're yo, wait a second.
Yeah.
If I'm tired, this motherfucker's
so I'm
dying.
Let's go. You want to go 5 minutes?
We only know this is what it's.
And sometimes they'll go, let's go. Want to go 10 or 12? I'm just yeah, bro, whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's better for me. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that definitely helps. This humidity we're spoiled. We're spoiled.
Oh, man.
When we were in New Zealand, you remember, bro, some mornings it was cold.
It was
like
cold, 5, 6 in the
don't
morning.
nobody want to put no sweats on and warm up like that.
On.
Out
Warm it
here
up with cold feet.
Throw on your shoes, you get on the mat, 2 laps, you're sweating your ass off. It's the best. We're spoiled.
George, as a coach, how was the transition like becoming a coach from fighter? Was it like a little bit? Because I feel like I'm not their full-time coach yet. I'm still in the fighter coach part. But I know for me coming here, like in the beginning, when I was finally an official coach, where I know Frank, you've been coaching for a long time, and but you had to deal with, man, you're dealing with a lot of characters, personalities. You got a lot of people to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's it like, bro? Like it's got to be something new, right? In the beginning, how do you feel now compared to before?
It's very different. It's like, I think I got serious about coaching because I felt like I was fighting at the same time and I was coaching at the same time, and one of them was going to give.
Yeah.
And I think that coaching was going to, in the long run, be the one that gave more. So when I recognized that, I just kind of like, went head forward and just was like, you know what, like this is what I want to do. So yeah, I got serious about coaching rather than fighting.
And what's it called? Do you have and since being a Tiger, you've had a lot of chance. Like you've been able to put get into a contact with a lot of big name fighters, a lot of different guys. You've been pretty busy, like out here. What was it like? Like, all right, for example, getting fighters like Loma. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is your focus like when you're getting her coming in, right? Like, how did you find Loma?
She came randomly out of nowhere, like probably around the same time that Frank came.
Yeah.
And obviously you were training here. I just randomly met a lady in a coffee shop on Soy Thai Road, and we spoke a little bit of Thai, and I realized she was a foreigner living in Isan. And then about 2 months later, she messaged me and was like, hey, I got this girl, she's the next big thing. And I was just like, yeah, sure, I've heard that 1,000 times before in my life. And then the way that Loma trained kind of like proved it right a bit, and yeah, it was all downhill from there.
And then what was it like taking the first Thai to America, bro? You guys went to Invicta, right?
Yeah.
Man, what was it like bringing a Thai person?
It was cool,
if you guys don't know, we've talked about Loma before on the podcast, but so because this is kind of a big deal, man. You're responsible, but you're the head coach and kind of like the father figure for Loma.
You, Alex, Frank, everybody.
You got Loma. You breeded Loma up, got her into her amateur career, MMA. You know what I'm saying? You really showed her how to transition, because this is what I noticed that what you're doing is with the Hickman Bros wrestling. You're introing these ties, like you. A lot of people still are kind of like confused about what's the number one striking art in the world, but I think you kind of know that like the Thai style, the clinch, the knock Muay is the real deal, Like you've really been showing a lot of these Thais how to like translate into the Thai trips and the elbows and the clinch into MMA, which is like where you put your wrestling combined, and you've really been working that with Loma, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah, I think that I get. Obviously, because I go with Loma when she fights, the most credit for her, but it's everybody, man. It's Frank, it's you, it's Alex,
John Boy,
everybody. Boxing,
it's a lot, yeah.
You got Loma throwing
Cunny boxing, pikey boxing,
yeah.
Shout out to Sammy,
it's
everybody,
a team
man.
effort, and I think that yourself and Alex and me and Frank for with the ties like do a good job of like really trying to like help the Thais out, and JP as well. But it's like it's pretty incredible to to see what she's done in such a short amount of time, and even her last fight, like it was
so good, bro.
It was very close, contested, and not making an excuse for her because she lost, and I told her, that's not acceptable. You lost because she didn't perform to her best. I think that's why I told her it wasn't acceptable, but she's she's so like she doesn't even realize how far ahead of the game she is, and like and where she's from. Like she's tearing down boundaries left, right, and center, So
it's the fact that what did she remember? She bought like she got some with her big first payday. She did something.
She bought 5 buffaloes, didn't she?
Yeah, she bought a couple. No, she bought some buffaloes for her dad.
Yeah.
which was like,
Nice.
you know, it's an investment. It helped her family out.
But think about that.
That's crazy. But think about it.
That's
Izzy buys a McLaren, she buys 5 Buffaloes. Like, that's crazy. Different ways, you know what I mean? Like, different. Everybody's different, and that's the amazing thing.
I want to get this hype train behind Loma because it's just such a beautiful story.
Yeah,
like
she's such a good
especially
girl.
with Wanatania, with the foundation, everything that's going
Everything
on.
she does is for her family.
Yes, exactly.
Some people fight because they love the sport. Not saying she does it, and some people fight for money. Like, she genuinely wants to help. You know, her
genuinely every fight
she's got a good heart. She's got a good soul.
Table, you know? Like,
when she used to fight for IFMA and would win the world championship, they'd pay her. The government would pay her. She'd build a house for the fam.
But like what Thai person is making the type of money she's making in these fight purses? She's making money like it's.
Didn't
like,
they kick up a stink about it when they put like her salary?
This is monumental.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
I'm sure they would have. Yeah.
But it's monumental that to see
they
like
put her
she's
salary in the UFC for like respect. But obviously, like with ONE FC now, like some of the top fighters are making really good money, but still, like it's a great opportunity. But it also, like, dealing with her is it also shows you the side of like where she's from and the poverty and stuff like that from Isan and stuff. Like it's
a different world, man.
It's like a level of
people fighting for rice, they're fighting for food, literally, you know, fighting for 100.
Bro.
What are these kids fighting for? Like, I saw a documentary where this guy was saying, like a Muay Thai fighter documentary where he was talking about he used to fight for like, you know, 100. Like his first fight was 30 baht, but that was maybe 20 years ago. But it's probably not much now for these young kids.
Even the
you know?
champions.
It's no joke. You know what I'm saying? Like these people, they think that fighting is like a game. They think it's a joke. They want to be like Instagram models, and they think that they're cool and shit. But then there's like, in Thailand, like there's people out here that they're literally fighting. They're fighting for their family.
It's for
fighting
bread.
to eat.
It's to put the next meal on the table.
You know,
it's crazy.
Like, and then it just shows, and then it goes to show like a fight is just a fight at the end of the day. You can put these crazy training camps. You know what I'm saying? And like these Thais kind of show you that, like, hey, at the end of the day, you just gotta get your shit together for 15 minutes and get the job done. You know?
Yeah.
So I learned that a lot about. That's what I learned a lot about. Frankie, when you. Hey, how many times did you win the title in New Zealand? So at CKB,
a couple times.
Has anybody taken the title from you, or what? Are you the undisputed?
Nah, there's been like
last time. All right, when I was there, you won the belt.
Yeah,
you know
I usually win it, but it's good luck. I usually win it. Knock on wood. I usually go over and I'll win it twice, back to back, maybe 3. I haven't done 3, but I'll go back to back. But then now when I do it, like I just said, if I go in and I take somebody down, or if it's like a hard win with Brad, like if he beats me, then I'm like, oh, you stay in, and then I get out, because again, it ain't about me, it's about them. But yeah, bro, I always got to go over there and like just do the one day. Hate it though, because I'm always just like, where's my trophy? Give me what's mine. I want what's mine.
Hey, but
and
not only that,
not
only that, but you also won something else, dog. You won the fucking wing contest?
I did.
Yo, he went to New Zealand, dog. He went to New Zealand. And then within the 2 weeks that I was there, he won a trophy for a wing eating contest. And he won the King of the Wall.
And I got to give it up. I got to give a big thank you to Thailand, because all this spicy food, it just hardened my stomach.
What was it like? How did you even get into this ring tournament? So if you guys don't know, our boy, Frank Hickman.
I had a great support system. Selby, the kid, Big Los, a couple other boys were there. My man Texas, the Slug was there. So we go. It's for Super Bowl. It's a Monday during the day. Selby's guy he trains runs a spot. So we go. They know it's wing night. I love wings. On the wall, I'm like, oh, look at that, boys. And then the boys just like, I shouldn't have said it, because they're like, that's you. And I was like, nah, because it says as many as you can eat in 5 minutes, and they're real extra spicy. And I'm just like,
it's a 5 minute clock.
I'm like, I don't know, boys. And like, no, that's you. Sign them up. And then the guy was like real dodgy. The guy like he played into it. He's just like, oh, we signing them up? Next minute, 2 minutes later, I got this waiver in front of me. I'm like, fuck. So I signed the waiver. Then I'm on YouTube. I'm scrolling on how to eat wings fast. Like I'm game planning. I'm strategizing.
Oh, you did some research?
Yeah.
Yeah, get some water.
Oh,
Jeff was
water.
Well, they told me, they were like, drinking water only makes it worse. So I get to that. So we go, and I'm like, how hot are these wings? And the guy's like, oh, they're hot. Like he's like, trust me. He's like, a couple contestants from last year aren't doing it. And I'm just like, oh, maybe he's taking the piss. So mentally, I'm getting ready.
Yeah.
So we line up. There's 6 of us. This lady has on goggles and gloves when she comes out with this big bowl. They oversold it a bit. It wasn't as spicy as I thought it was, but fuck, it was spicy. So they put them out, and like they see, and then they're like, we'll give you 3 minutes to let it settle for the heat. and there's like a big crowd, and the boys. What made me mad the most is I was like in the heat of the moment, and they've got these cameras in my fucking face, like the camera phones, and the boys like, yeah, and I'm just like, boys, let me just give me some time. So 5 minutes, boom. So we start digging in, and I'm going, boom, boom, and I remember this guy goes, how much time? And the guy goes, you got 3 minutes, and I'm just like, fuck, 3 more minutes of this shit. I was like, you're fucking kidding me. So then I got smart. Before I was going like this, then I just started ripping the meat off, tossing the bone and just eating it. And then the guy was like, the water makes it worse. And I was like, fuck, I gotta have one.
No water, or you drank?
So with a minute and a half, I drank the water, and I tasted it, and I was like, man, I needed this. Like, what's this dude talking about? Boom. So I crushed the water, and I went back to it.
They might have been playing tricks on you,
Yeah,
dog. They
went
were
back
trying to
to
do
it.
reverse psychology.
Me and the guy, I finished with 16. This one guy did like 2, right?
What?
So I ended up winning. So then I won some good stuff. Yeah, he did 2 with a pins. Yeah.
seriously.
You shouldn't even have been in it, though.
Oh.
So they give us our gifts at the end. It was like I took like a hair product. I got a couple of free movie tickets. It was like $200 for furniture. I gave it to the one guy who was living there. Here was the worst part. I got caught up in everything at the end. I just wiped my hands. With just a napkin. I never washed my hands. This was a Monday. We had sparring that night. So I rock up to sparring. We're sparring in the 16s. You know how hot your gloves get. My fingers are on fucking fire because I never washed my hands properly to get all the
hot sauce on your fingers?
No, you have no. Listen. It was so hot, and I'm like, I remember in the round 1, I'm like, fuck, why are my fingers on fire? Next minute, we're doing like top bottom rounds, and it. I will say this is the one time like it almost broke me. It hit my stomach was like a knot, and I remember you just like, Koba, you good? And I was just like, fuck, I'm hurting. 30 seconds left. I make it through the round. I crawl to the door, and I go out back, and I lay on my back, and I'm like shaking, and my body it was because I hadn't shit before.
Yeah.
So like I guess it was just a build up, and it hurt so bad, and then I had to put MMA gloves on, and I had to go with Izzy and the boys, and I was worried in my head, fuck, I'm gonna get wing sauce in his eye, he's gonna lose it on me, you know what I mean, shit's gonna kick off, but it didn't happen like that. And then I went home that night, and I drank like I tried to drink like orange juice or something just to settle my stomach, but it was rough. I got the job done. I did it for the boys. To be fair, like the boys signed me up. I was like, at this point, I'm not. Thanks, boys.
We got the job done. The New Zealand champ.
It was a team effort. I probably wouldn't do it again. I'm gonna go out on top as far as the wing eating goes. But everybody who knows me knows I do love a good wing. Best wing in Phuket.
Where are we at? What are you thinking?
I'm gonna go. Where's the cat in the background? I'm gonna go Happy Days.
Happy Days.
For one reason.
The blue cheese.
Shut up, cunt. I'm gonna go Happy Days because of the size
blue
of
cheese,
it.
the sugar
it's
cheese.
It's fake blue cheese. I'm not a blue cheese guy. I'm a ranch guy.
I'm gonna make some wings for you guys because I got some real.
If
blue
they
cheese
could take the seasoning and the flavor from Sala Mexicali and put it on the Happy Days wings, we're in business.
Sala Mexicali's wings are good.
We'd be in business.
They're not bad. You know what I'm
Happy
saying?
Days, wings good. Hoggies used to be good, bit overpriced now, and they took the tacos off the menu.
I haven't been to Hoggies in a while, yo. I haven't been to Hog Fallers.
Shout out to Hoggies.
Hog Fallers is one of our Phuket local spots.
That's a good spot.
If you guys ever come to train in Thailand.
What's your favorite spot in Phuket?
Yo, it's a tough call. I would have to say probably Fatties because of the consistency.
Fatties is good.
Fatties because of the consistency. Because those girls are like doctors. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter how busy they are. It doesn't matter what's going on. You can get like whatever you want. They're gonna get it exactly how you want it. She doesn't even need to write it down. They're like the best servers, and I've been around the world, baby.
She knows what
I used to be a server, and they're the best.
I would if I could. I would. Yeah, one of them.
The one with when she changes her hair. I love when she comes out with the blue and blonde.
That's the dream. Imagine me 30 years from now, 20 years, kicking back with their old man with a cut-off Harley Davidson on, speaking shit German.
JP,
drinking beer with the boys.
Hey, JP from Fatties is doing all right. You know what I'm saying? The beef stroganoff. I love the fatty salad. Yeah. And JP's his boy too. JP did a video on him for his What the Munch. JP does a food video where he had him.
You get free food?
Yeah.
Hey, how's our visual? Are we still visual? Are we still live on the visual?
We're still good.
All right, we're still rolling, boys. George, So how many times?
George looking a bit boozy over there, baby.
How you feeling,
Slurring
bro?
his words. I
Still
can hear
hanging
it.
in there?
Oh, all good, baby.
You think Nan's good? You think we're all right? We got the free
Nan's
time.
good, man.
Nan's
got
got the
permission?
heat on. I'm telling you, boys, the heat is on.
All right, so congratulations, dog. I've known you obviously your brother's known you since all of the stages. But how is it? Hey, how has having a kid changed your perspective on life, bro? Because you're talking at 3 fucking. We don't even know. We're still children, I guess, in your book.
It's a game changer.
It's a game changer.
100% a game changer, especially during coronavirus.
But for the better, right?
Yeah, it's
New life in the family.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Hey,
happy.
As an uncle, it's the best, right?
Oh,
it's the number one uncle. You know what? I can depend on him through anything.
Yo,
It's the
Frank's
best.
good for sure.
I
Gonna be a
love
great
it.
uncle.
I love
yeah.
I feel bad because I put pics up of her, like, you know me, like holding her the boomerangs. Nan makes the best boomerangs, and I just post them, and then you just get messages like, "Oh, it's so cute." Like, oh,
Yeah.
it's my niece.
My sister's a little bit strict with the niece. Like, I don't know what photos I'm allowed to put on, so I get scared. But I just put it on close friends. But yo, meeting my niece when I went back home to America, that was one of my favorite things. You know what I'm saying? Like when I met my baby niece, it's something different, yo. So you know, viewers, you wouldn't know yet, I guess. But like for us, it's the best because we don't need to do anything.
That's like
know what
now
I'm
when I
saying?
go away, I love going to New Zealand. I love traveling, but like she's growing up now. She got a
When he
personality.
comes back,
So when I come back, like I want to see her when I get back. You know what I mean? I bring her like stuffed animals, and then I give it to her. She just chucks them on the fucking floor. I'm just.
She don't know yet. She's still young. She doesn't even know the difference yet.
he's always taking care of her.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It gives you something to like. You know what I mean? You could
I know.
put some cheese aside for her, whatever, etc., etc.
Yo, when I was back in America, I was playing with my niece all the time. You know what I'm
bro.
saying?
It's
She doesn't like to really play. She just kind of. She's always looking for her mom, but when I can, you know what I mean. I pick her up, and then it's just immediate crying.
How old is she? How old's your daughter?
a
George?
year and 5 months.
A year and 5 months. Okay,
Yeah.
so my niece is 6 months ahead of yours. She's a little bit bigger. So my niece is gonna be 2 in June. So I'm gonna go home. Hopefully this coronavirus shit ends so I can go home for. My goal is not to miss her birthday, and like I'm just trying to give her like a bunch, like send her a bunch of stuff, you know, so she has like take care of her. You know, it's a good way for me to like. You know, I don't have no,
sure.
I don't have no kids yet. I wanted, but it makes me want to have kids, dog. Because I don't want my, I want my niece to have little cousins. We gotta make cousins, Frank.
I don't maybe when I know kids.
I know, dog, but we gotta make cousins for the baby because you can't have Nan. You can't have Nada all old. You know what I'm saying?
I put up a video.
You can't have Nada 3 years older and then she's gonna be the old and bald. She's gonna be bored growing up.
He
She
can
needs
take care
friends.
of her though.
Bro,
Yeah.
I put up a video of her the other day, or like of me like holding her, and and I messaged this girl on Tinder, and she messaged me, or she sent me something. She's like, "You're pretty active on Tinder to have a family and kids." I was like, "Nah, that's my niece." I don't think she believed me 1 minute. She's like, "Yo, you're a scumbag." I was like, "Yeah, cheers. Nice to meet you."
Hey, that's gonna be the
Where
that's
you
the game
staying?
changer. Hey, the niece is the game changer. People be like, when I was driving Uber, I had my niece's picture on my phone. They'd be like, "That's your baby?" I was like, I should say yes, just to get these tips.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To get these Ubers, like, yeah, that's my baby. She don't like nothing like
Word
that.
on the street. This is word on the street, though. You were top 5 Ubers in Miami.
Dog, I'm just saying. I'm not one to brag,
Let's talk about
but
it.
I was cruising at a 4.98. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Like,
I was a solid 5.0, but somebody gave me a 1 star.
it was Glenn, wasn't it? Wasn't it Spark?
For sure it was. I know he found a way. He probably hacked into my system somehow.
How about the one guy that was smoking and he came over and you were like, nah.
So I've had a few, dog. All right, one time I went up to this place. I'm pretty sure it was like a crack house, dog. And this guy rolled up, and then so you got to be smart. So I've been caught a few times where you got to have your doors locked so that you control what happens, you know? Because what happened, one time I had my door unlocked, and then these people came up mad drunk, and she opened my door, and I couldn't speed off. I couldn't drive away because they got into my car already. So then after that, I learned to always have your door locked. And then one time, I waited at this house, and this guy is taking mad long, and he was smoking a cigarette. And then when he came to my car, bro, this fucking guy, he had the audacity. He took a hit of his cigarette before he came into my car, and I just didn't. I said nah. And he was like, he hit it, and he threw it, and he was about to and then he tried to open my door, like he was about to blow smoke in my. And I was just like, and I looked at him.
I'm out of here,
And I was just like, nah. And he tried to open the door. I just put my car in reverse. And when he was like looking like this, he's like, so I just left. That was the best feeling. You
So
know?
what happens then? Did you cancel it?
I canceled it.
But that doesn't count.
Nah, he doesn't get charged.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when we were in New Zealand, dog, I felt bad because Woody and Brenton were having us take some Ubers, and they wanted the Uber to break the law. And I was trying to explain to them that, it's not in the guidelines, guys. You can't do this.
I will say
there was 5 of us, and then we were trying to get in the Uber in New Zealand. By the way, what is your take on New Zealand, dog? How is it that every Uber driver in New Zealand is Indian and has a white Prius?
White Prius.
Right, Prius.
Indian and a Prius. You notice that too?
Were they ever not Indian?
I always will give you a 5-star unless you really have to cross the lines. Other than that, I'm not going to tip you. I'm a cheap cunt. I'm not going to tip
tips.
you.
Right.
Don't need to because it's nothing more than a 7 to 8 minute drive. However, I'm always going to give you a 5-star.
That's all you need, baby.
And that's it. So you take one with the other. But I always know it's going to be a Prius and it's going to be a Patel. But you know what? They're nice people. I chat them. I chop it up with them. I'll always say, "How are you doing?" You know what I mean, etc., etc. I'm that guy. But like I said, man, I'm always going to give you a 5-star, and that's easy. But Auckland's so small; they're everywhere. And somebody like made a joke to me one day. I was like, "I'm catching an Uber." She's like, "Oh, he's probably Indian in a Prius," and yeah, they're right. It's Indian in a Prius. But they're good. They're good.
One time I found a honey hole. So one time I was in the Miami not where the Marlins play, in the convention center.
A honey hole?
Yeah, like a sweet spot. I found like a
sweet spot.
What do you call it? Yeah, that's what the YouTubers on Uber would call it.
So that's Uber.
A water hole.
I like honey.
A water hole.
I
a water hole. Yeah,
honey hole.
A water hole is like a spot where it's like a bar, like a local place that other drivers don't know about.
Everybody
you can just be there, and everybody
ride.
comes for a ride.
Yeah.
So I was chilling, and then, there was this Jehovah's Witness thing.
You got me going already.
This seminar, and I picked this person up, and then it was like and then I just kept. I was getting $5 tips on the regular, dog. I was picking people up at this hotel, just taking them. They were all staying close to the hotel. It was like 10 minute drives, and it was 2 days in a row. They were there for a spiritual praise, and
You
they
were just
all tried to
cranking them out.
convert me. Dog, but I was chatting them up, bro. I was playing the Jehovah's role hard. I was like, "So what you got going on here?" And they'll give me. I'm talking too loud, JP. My bad. They'll be like, "What you got going on here?" And I'm like, "I'll get the vouchers from all of them." And they were all dropping, shout out to Jehovah Witnesses.
How many vouchers?
I don't know, bro. Like 20. I just did it from like 1 to 3 o'clock both days. I was just going back and forth, and they had like a little waiting line. Bam, 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 just racking them out. $5 tips, quick, boom, boom, boom. They were the nicest people, yo.
Do you
they
keep
all
all
tried
the
to
tips
convert me
for Uber?
Yeah,
you keep all the tips.
I think so. Yeah. And then they would just leave it on the app,
Yeah.
Which I never, it's funny. I drove Uber, but I never tipped nobody, dog. But I don't have the Uber app. My Thai credit card doesn't connect, so I drove Uber, but I never rode Uber.
We got Lyft. We got Grab out here.
I did Lyft.
Grab's
I do
cheaper.
Grab here.
Yeah.
You could go to Patong for $250. Bought on the Grab.
Nah, it's like 600. I thought,
bro.
always.
I've had $250 before.
Yo, what is it about the grabs in freaking Thailand? When you get in that big bus, when they get in the big van, they never have radio, dog.
It's the worst.
What is that? And then you gotta drive all the way to Patong. It's like 45 minutes. By the time you get to Patong, you're sober and you're like, fuck this. I don't even want to be here anymore.
Yeah, bro. I've known it. The boys really do kick off about that. They make us think about it. It's happened many, many times. But I understand where they're coming from. I want to keep the vibe going. I want to keep the music up. Because when I get down there, I'm going to hear Justin Bieber remixes by Thai people ruthlessly. Every remix that you could think of, they have a cover for. And they're all bad.
And if you're going to go to Patong, you always want, you're going to be, by the time you're going, you're already fucked up. So you're, and then you want to get in the taxi. So guys, we live in Chalong. To go to Patong, like the party area of Thailand, it's
45 minutes.
It's like a 40 to 30 minute taxi. And then we get these big buses and they pick you up. But sometimes these buses, they don't have music. So then you just sit there with like 5, 6, 7 people. And you're just in the quiet. You got to somebody puts their iPhone on and you hear the music through their phone,
It's no fun.
Yeah. But, a lot going on. Yo, Big George, what do you got going on? What's up next for the what's the next big fight you got coming up?
Not really sure. With the UFC, it's
oh, that's right.
They're canceling. They're saying events are rescheduled, so don't really know yet.
Okay, this UFC Brazil, the Brasilia UFC card was in a silent crowd, right?
Yeah.
what did they say for the next show? UFC trying to do all silent shows, or they canceling shows?
They're trying to do all shows on the Apex, but the commission has since said that that's not going to happen, and now we don't know what's going to happen.
And Khalil was supposed to be fighting soon, right? We have Khalil Rountree right now in camp at Tiger right now.
He was supposed to fight in Ohio.
What date, you know?
On the 27th, I believe.
27th, 28th?
27th of this month?
This month.
Of March. Just then 3 weeks
Columbus.
from now.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
On Columbus.
And you
And
were
it
going
got
to
moved
go...
to the Apex, and then this morning when I woke up, that was canceled, but Dana was saying they were going to move it somewhere else, but nobody knows where.
And you were going to go to America, right?
Yeah, but probably not now.
You guys dodged a bullet. Yo, Frank, you was in City Kickboxing, man. Yo, learning alongside, training with Eugene Behrman, 2019 Coach of the Year. Man, you must have got a lot, you know. Did you...
2019 After the Year. 2019 Fight of the Year.
And, yeah, all the accolades.
Good.
And if you ask me, Team of the Year. But I don't know if they got that, but... I don't know if some people give it to them, but I thought Team of the Year too, you know?
Yeah.
But don't worry, George. We'll get that next year, dog. Hey, what's it called? What was it like in Vegas? Did you feel the Corona vibe out there in Izzy's fight?
Man, Coronas was a movie. Vegas was a movie. It was fun. Got out there Monday. Last time we stayed at Red Rock. This time that UFC was at New York. But Izzy negotiated with the Venetian, the Palazzo, which is the best hotel in Vegas. We got 8 rooms. So I was on the 45th floor. There was his room. It was a big suite connected to my room, and I was staying with Andre. So Andre and I each had our own bed, and we had you went down 2-3 steps, and you had a big wraparound couch, and you had another TV. The blinds open up. So we were living. Izzy got a Porsche for every day of the week.
Every day, right? A different Porsche?
We drove Jeeps. The team had 2 Wrangler Jeeps.
You were driving in America? In Las Vegas?
Yeah, I love it. So they let me do the driving. That's the one thing. Hughes knows I love to drive, so he's always just he'll message me, hey, can we go to the Walmart, Bass Pro Shop?
He must have loved Bass Pro Shop.
Range. Yeah,
they like Bass Pro Shop? You must have loved it.
They'll go there for 2 hours, bro, and just walk around and look at stuff. They'll go to Walmart. They love Walmart.
Really?
They went to
the thing, dog. New Zealand, they don't got many options. They love
Hooters.
Some options.
We went wing night. Hooters, Buffalo Wild Wings, of course, and then
Buffalo Wild Wings is good, huh?
Yeah, but man,
you guys are always at wing nights. I had to stop looking at your Instagrams. I just couldn't handle it. It was
cool.
too much.
I'm a bonus.
It was too much FOMO. You feel me?
My college buddies.
You guys were having wing night, Hooters.
Yeah. My college buddies that came to watch Volk in December came back to watch Izzy. So we all linked up. Had a good one. It's good. We all caught up. It's good to drink gas station coffee. You know what I mean? It's good to drink gas station. Right? It's good to drink. It's good to eat cereal. To put on Sports Center and let it replay for 2 hours straight. I enjoy
First
that.
First take on the background.
Undisputed. Skip. Come on up.
Hey, how about that? When you have just ESPN on the background and you're just doing your shit.
That's it.
Remember the
walking through
football?
The casinos? The first day I got there, I had $40. Walked up to blackjack. Boom. Hit. Went over. Put it on black. Boom. Got it.
Yo, I love blackjack. I'm a blackjack fiend,
I was up $100, and then I ended up losing it, which I'm okay with. I'm all right with, but still, it was good. It was fun.
Izzy didn't get no bonus this time, but did he get a bonus last time? He's been last 2 in a row.
Whitaker,
probably got a bonus for
I think
Whitaker.
He's gotten a bonus 6 out of his 8 fights.
Yeah, so it's all right. But he kept the title defense. Most important, got the job done, man. And does Rustam have a fight? Rustam Khabilov? Fuck, I'm such a big fan of that guy.
Not yet.
Just the fact that he's just on the mat cutting about. He's just one of the homies. You know what I mean? What a good dude, man.
Double knee pads
with the double knee pads. Loves the knee pads strong. He made me step my knee pad game up. Made me want to be more like Rustam. I ordered one from Lazada. I'm waiting on the other.
I'll tell you what I would like to change about Rustam. He doesn't come to Pokeball ever. He's always at Cafe Latte with the boys. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you're listening, Rustam, you need to get your ass down
Rustam
to Island Pokeball.
Twice a week.
Halal chicken. We did it for the boys. We brought halal in for the
guys.
boys.
They did it for the brothers.
Absolutely.
Is Maribek for support?
Maribek will go every now and then. He'll throw up a post by himself sometime.
All right.
But he can.
Are we open tomorrow? We're not open tomorrow, are we? I always go on Monday, and that's my day to go. And
Tuesday we're back open again.
But I told you, I had Pokeball. I've only had 2 Pokeballs in 2 spots. But New Zealand, you got to step your Pokeball game up because it's not even a comparison. It's a joke.
We catch our.
Just made me just know what's the real deal, Holyfield. You know. But
when I go to other Pokeball spots, I just take pictures of the menu. Send
Yeah.
it in there.
Yeah. A little bit of reconnaissance missions.
You know what it
You know
is.
what I'm saying? A
So
little,
what we got going
little
on?
secret
Little
agent,
Metal
a
Gear
little double
Solid.
agent on there. Yes, hi. Can I have the number 7 and the number 8?
You know what? No, never mind. I'm
I
not
gotta
hungry. Yeah. You can't take a picture of the menu. Oh, it's to go. Okay, never mind. I'm out anyway. I got my picture anyway, you dogs. So that's how it usually goes.
Well, I hope that so far, man, same thing with one championship, like so they made an announcement they're gonna make their shows closed shows.
It's
And,
smart. It's the right thing to do.
Yeah, I hope
I'm not looking forward to it though. I'm not gonna lie. It's better than not fighting, but man, I don't want to fight. I
Well,
was just getting
hopefully
hyped about
everything goes okay, and like they still can make them close shows, you know.
It can make them money, let the boys get paid. But bro, think about right now what's going on.
Yeah.
The world without sports.
I'm so scared, man.
It's
I'm so scared.
boring.
Yo, I'm
The
scared of
world
the economy.
without sports is
the
crazy.
economy is the scariest part
The
about it.
economy. It's everything's.
Because we all
teetering.
make money from
We
the
all
same shit.
we all live off the. We don't realize it until like you don't realize. Look, who's that? Oh, look at them boys. Hey, we don't realize how reliant you are. Like it's just like now you're an adult.
It's scary,
It's
bro.
like fighting. It's never been affected, right? Like I wasn't a professional in 2009, so I don't know what the fighters. I don't know if like how there was no shows, and I don't know what it was like in
the
2009.
whole world is affected now in every aspect.
But are we out of the clear? You think being in Asia, you think it's like a
No.
storm that goes through Asia and then goes through, and then now we're done with Asia, so it's past
Nah.
us? Because that's what I was hoping.
Yeah, I
You
think
know?
we have months to deal with this.
Worldwide,
opinion.
even
Yeah.
Asia. Because
Yeah,
in China's got it better. I feel like America, it's gonna be harder to hold down. But I just want my parents and family to be safe, man. You know, that's the most biggest fear.
yeah, we
obviously.
want everybody really
everybody to
to
be
be
safe. You
safe,
know,
but-
so guys, do your best out there. Wash your hands,
Wash
clean your butt.
hands, you dirty ass.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be eating nothing crazy, and just do your best because. But we're gonna. Hey, I'll tell you what, dog. Coronavirus or not, we're still gonna podcast JP. And if we get
Who's
quarantined,
your next guest?
it's gonna be a tough call, dog. So that's the thing, you know. I got some ideas. Do you know what it is? Like you want to get good guests, but then you also don't want to get shut down. You know what I mean? And then you don't want to leave people out. So it's like a tough call, right? You got to keep everybody included, and then you want to get the right guests that are gonna like be able to pull the most information out of. You know, I think what we're looking for is variety right now.
You gotta have somebody who can have a good chat.
I think we're looking
Yeah.
for variety right now. I think I gotta actually. You guys mentioned him in earlier, and I think this is gonna. I think I got a good guy for the next guest with the 4-piece combo.
I hope so.
We're gonna get a new chair. We'll have you guys back. I want to have you guys back when I have
sure.
a fight coming up. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys don't know a little bit what's going on with all of us, I just
Now you
signed. I just signed a new contract with one championship, so I'm ready to get back to work.
Yeah, the
Coronavirus or not,
Get up, boys.
we're trying to make things right. You know what I'm saying? Frank just got back from Las Vegas. He just helped. He just went 4-5-1 or something ridiculous. Kai, Dan, Brad, Izzy, Valentina. Now she got her sister coming up next. I know
Justin.
you were working with her up. Justin with the big KO.
Yeah.
Got some good barbecue in Texas.
Yeah. Gerard ate better barbecue. Gerard is the man, by the way.
Okay,
But the barbecue was good, and I'm not even really a barbecue guy.
there you go.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Georgie just had a big, just in the UFC. What was the last show you were in? Auckland with Loma.
Yeah.
And now we had Khalil coming up, but could be on hold
Who
right
knows
now.
what's gonna happen?
But he's
now.
fit, looking beastly as ever.
Yeah, he's all good.
Everybody's
That boy was
ready.
shredded in a Julian salad, boy.
Hey, how many guys you got on the mats? How many countries? How squatted up are we right now? You guys both got your hands full. 4 o'clock is looking like no joke.
Yeah, we got a lot of people, and
Hopefully they're all washing their hands.
Hopefully everybody's washing their hands, washing
I
their
think
feet. But
everybody's
yo,
practicing good sanitization.
whatever it is, we're gonna do our best.
Sanitization?
Sanitization, is that a word? It reminds me of
I think
Scarface.
so.
Sanitation.
I told you to tell him it was a sanitarium. Should have told him. Should have not talked. They would have thought you were mute. Y'all watch Scarface, dog. Remember in the
Like that,
beginning
Emilio.
when he gets mad at Manolo. Remember in the beginning when he gets mad at Manolo.
Yeah.
Okay, what about any big fights coming up? Yo, okay, you guys are, what do you think? All right, wrestlers and MMA fighters. Usman Masvidal is the 305 kid.
Masvidal.
All day, right? He's going to bring
All
the,
day,
is the
305,
305
baby.
finally going to get a title? And look, I was never a fan of Yoel, bro. I know I got a lot of my homies that train with Yoel and they love him and he's their boys.
305 all day.
But I know Izzy, dog. I don't know Yoel. I know Izzy. He's a real human. He's a real person. He's the real deal. Holyfield. He's the real. He's the homie. He's the people's champ, dog. I saw that guy. He was getting it in with everybody. He'll train with anybody, talk to anybody. You know, Yoel broke my boy's nose in like 44 pieces when he first moved to Miami.
Yeah.
With a jab.
Yeah, we
he
go
was
with
like a flyweight
now.
But Masvidal is going to be the first one to bring the title to the 305. I think he's a nightmare matchup for Usman.
Yeah.
I like Usman, but Masvidal is also a grappler. People don't know. He's been grappling just as long as he's been striking.
He's an OG, yeah.
I want him to get it done. You know what I'm saying?
Be a good fight.
Yeah, it'll be a great fight. JP, what's our time at, dog?
We're at just under 2 hours.
Boys, I can go another 2 hours because I feel like I haven't even scratched the surface. We didn't even get to fighting stories between me and you, George. Like, just Frank, you were there in my debut. I never forget in the one championship debut, one of the best moments we had, man. I remember walking out, seeing Frank. We didn't even get to scratch the surface of like, man, China, Taiwan. We've been all around the world, boys. But
we have been.
Hey, we're not gonna stop making podcasts. You feel me? So we're gonna keep making podcasts.
We'll have you guys back for sure.
Oh, appreciate that.
Hey, we're gonna have to wrap it up before we hit the 2 hour mark. But yo, George and Frank, thank you so much, guys, for being our second guest on the podcast. Thank you for coming. We were a little bit late on the setup. Usually you want to be on time, but I don't know, man. I had a great time. I hope I did better.
We're comfortable here. It's nice.
I feel bad because Woody was our first guest, which is important because, like, you know, wanted to give that honor to the Big Wood. But then it was our first guest, and I didn't know how to, like, a little bit with the hopefully I didn't cut you guys off as much.
Nah, you're good.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna get a feed.
Well, I'm starving, dog. I am hungry. So let's cut this shit. We didn't even talk about the fast, but we didn't even get into all that. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 7 of the Honey Badger Hour. George, where can we find you? Get off your phone, you dog. Get off your phone for 5 more minutes.
Stop texting.
Where can we find you? Where can we find you? He's got a family.
Texting my wife.
It's his wife. All right, you got an excuse.
Where I'm at.
George, where can the people find you? On social
Tiger
media?
Muay
At Tiger Muay Thai.
GHICK1.
GHICK1 on Instagram and Twitter.
My boy,
Frank, Coach of the Stars.
Coach
my man, international player with a passport.
Where can we find you
From Grazi to New Zealand, where can we find you at? To Australia.
You go
Western Sydney, the West Siders, everybody.
FTA from
the area.
You can find me at 4:00 Tuesday, Thursdays, up top, holding it down.
Or GIFI 157.
GIFI 157.
Insta, Twitter. Find me.
Are you on 15-7? Are you on the 15th?
157.
15th day, 7th month?
Yeah.
Is that 15th of your birthday, 7th month?
That's my weight class in college.
Oh, 157. That's a real wrestling weight class.
You can hit me up and find me if you want to start a chat or a war. We can always dig deep.
If you want to get a PT in with the man,
if you want to get a
PT 157, G Hick 1. JP, where can we find you?
Mr. JP.
Bingo.
Mr. JP, because somebody sold his name on social media, so when we become famous, world renowned, we're gonna get that fucking name.
Hickman Bros Wrestling and MMA.
Hickman Bros Wrestling, give him a follow. Yo, can you believe somebody fucking stole Honey Badger Hour podcast after we started? I think they just did it to take the piss, yo.
They did.
I think they knew they saw greatness. They saw greatness in its form. They were looking for a unicorn startup company.
Does he have Twitter, Instagram?
Dog.
If he does,
I don't know what he has. What does he have, JP? I went to go sign up for Buzzsprout so we can get on all platforms, and this dog took HBH podcast. Dog. We already had so we are the Honey Badger Hour, but there's already a Honey Badger Hour podcast about business shit. Fuck that guy. You don't know shit about life. The Honey Badger Hour.
He definitely doesn't know how to do a single leg to a Darce.
Doesn't know how to do a single leg to a Darce. I had some motivational shit, but I'll save it for the next one.
Okay.
We gotta go.
Okay.
All right, guys.
That's it.
Episode 7. Let's get some food.
Thanks, boys.
Peace.